are all so ripped, and there you are. You're looking at your life. You wanna be a star in all the years, and no one knows just how hard you worked. But now it shows with one shining man as his cheeks are divine. With one shining man as I wish his glutes were mine. But yours is short, John Hamm's is long. He's got athletic thighs, admiring ain't wrong. Glorious buns, who will you choose? Forget that belly chest, his ass just lit your fuse. With one shining man ass reach down deep inside. With one shining man ass inspired your man pride. With one shining man ass.
One, two, three, four.
Don't mind if I do.
Covino and Rich.
Honestly, how do I deal with you every day?
Get ready.
Heard all about it on the radio.
Get ready.
Whoa! Yeah!
Holy mother nugget! And holy mother meatball! Can't stop the hustle.
I'm the smartest man alive! You're so ridiculous. What? You're such a fool. Get out of here.
Oh, I'm a disc jockey.
What's a disc jockey?
Turn it up. We're doing the show. Here we go. Covino and Rich.
Let's go!
All right. One shining man ass. March Madness, baby. There he is, Dicky Doo. Dunkaroo. What's up, Covino and Rich? Good morning. Welcome to our Patreon. How you doing? Good morning, Rich. Oh, Rich's mic isn't on. That's all right. Relax. We'll figure it out.
Oh, here I am.
There he is.
Oh, there he is.
There he
Hey,
is.
buddy.
Ah, there he is.
I'm here.
Oral Roberts himself.
Yeah. But Spot tells me to mute my mic before the show, and then I forget to unmute it.
That's
Well,
not my fault.
Let's be rocking out.
Oh my God!
Rich live in Texas, Covino and Spot in Los Angeles. It's the Covino and Rich Show. Numbers open 412-267-7469. Hope you had an Oral Roberts sort of weekend.
Stop saying that.
Yeah.
Nah. It's the buzzword of the day, Oral Roberts. Where is Oral Roberts? Don't worry, I did the Google search for you.
Oh, tell me more.
It's a university in Tulsa, Oklahoma. So you're thinking to yourself, where the hell is Oral Roberts? And by the way, I love looking at all the experts on their brackets where they're like, I'm telling you, Ohio State's a Final Four team. Meanwhile, like first round, Oral Roberts. Like, come on. I think it's
Roberts.
great.
And congratulations to Virgil Ortiz. Hope you had a Virgil Ortiz sort of weekend.
I don't know who that is.
He might be
I don't
taking
know who
on
that is either.
Terrence Crawford next. He only whooped Maurice Hooker's ass. Yeah.
Yeah, people were really invested in that fight this weekend.
I hope you guys whoop some hooker's ass. Like, I mean,
Whoa!
wait, hold on.
Whoa! No!
I'm talking about
No!
Virgil
No.
Ortiz.
No! Bad timing.
Virgil
Nope.
Ortiz. Boxing?
Nope.
What are you
Bad
talking
timing.
about?
Bad timing.
Hooker's a great fighter.
Nope. Bad
so,
timing.
anyway, thank you guys for being here
Oh, this show was fun.
at Patreon. What are you talking
All right,
about? I don't know.
All right, Deshaun Watson.
I don't know what you guys
Allegedly.
are talking about. I don't know what you guys are talking about. By the way, since when is spanking asses a bad thing? Puddle of Mud sings about it. In fact, that was my most awkward moment of the weekend. I'll tell you about it. Hold on to that note. We're sports. We're entertainment. We're life. I'm Steve Covino.
Hi, Steve.
That is Rich. That is Spot. Thank you guys for being here. Thanks for telling your friends about our showgram, our Patreon. We have lots to get to in the world of, well, not so much March Madness. more March Madness, but we will touch on some of that, some of the fights, everything that went down this weekend, and just our random observations of life. So thank you guys again for being here, and we welcome anybody that might be new checking us out. And remember, our Best of the Week podcast is up and available for free. If you want to tell people about it, just subscribe and pass the word on. Spread the cheeks, spread the word. We appreciate it. What's up, man?
That's how we got to hook people. We got to hook people with the Best of the Week. So
Gotta hook 'em in.
Tell your friends to check out the Best of the Week and then we try to get them here.
Did you say try to we And then try to we
Then we try to wee them over here.
Oh, nice. All right, how was your weekend, buddy boy?
It was good, man. I do want to talk about butt cheeks. I want to talk about some college hoops. I want to talk about happy ending massages. I want to talk about all of this stuff. But you said smack that ass. Like, since when is smack that ass a bad thing? There's a song I play on Pop 2K on SiriusXM, and the other day as I introed it, I'm like, with her permission, of course, that Akon and Eminem song, "Smack That Ass on the Floor." Like, are you allowed to smack asses anymore?
Yeah.
It's a good question.
Yo, it's so funny you say that. And, I bring that up. Like I said, the show writes itself sometimes. I didn't
Smack that
I
on the
didn't-
floor.
I didn't
Smack
necessarily
that.
going to bring it up in this way, but I was going to talk about that on Friday after I did some exercises.
What'd you do? Squat thrusts?
My Pee Wee Herman workout.
What exercise?
Remember when Pee Wee Herman wakes up and he gets out of bed? He's like, "Ugh," and he lifts his 2-pound weights. Yeah. So I did my workout and I did some turbo stuff. And then I had to host a turbo special for SiriusXM Turbo 41. And it was the first time that all of the hosts got together, which for me just is filled with random unnecessary anxiety.
and a bunch of outdated people.
When I say unnecessary anxiety, I mean from me. I don't think the hosting of this is unnecessary. I was excited to do something different and fun with Hardy, Shannon Guns, who used to work on this show, and Katie Babs, like the whole Turbo team, Turbo Dan and everybody. But one of the songs I had to introduce in this special, I don't want to give away the special, but let's just say some of these songs are hitting a certain milestone, right? In the special, I had to introduce Puddle of Mud Control, right? And there's a very particular point in the song where it breaks down, Rich, and he goes, "I love the way you look at me. I love the way you smack my ass. I love the dirty things you do. I have control of you." And it goes again, "I love the way you look at me. The way you smack my ass." Right? The whole thing is about smacking my ass. And I said I always found that odd because I like doing the ass smacking. And even that I felt tighten the buttholes in the room. So I go, "How do you guys feel about it?" I'm like, "So it's Covino, Turbo, Puddle of Mud, Control. I always loved that song, man. I remember hearing it back in the day and this and that." And then I go, "But the part that always threw me off was the smack in the ass part because, I want to be the guy smacking ass, not getting my ass smacked, right? Right? What do you guys think, right?"
And
And it was like crickets, dude. It was like
Really?
It was like I caught people off guard. We had to do it again. Like, "And cut, all right, we got this again." And I'm like, oh. However, I was highly impressed with how great everybody was. I just think I
Well-
took everyone by surprise when smacking ass, Rich, is like a touchy scenario nowadays. Meanwhile, I was talking about getting my ass smacked. Kind of, sort of. I was just saying I'm not a fan of it.
well, I do wonder, none of the people on the Zoom event with you commented on it? Like they just left you hanging like, "No, Covino, we don't know what you're talking about"?
They did second round. We were gonna do a little edit, some radio magic, and it was really funny. But at first, I could see the look in their eyes, which was like,
You know what it was? Everyone immediately was like, "Am I allowed to smacking a butt in
Right.
2021?
Am I? Hold on. Not only am I allowed to smacking an ass and admitting to this, but can I admit to my ass being smacked? Because
Can I?
Yeah, because I'm me. I'd feel weird. I'm not even sure that ever happened. And we touched on it on Thursday's show where we talked about kids disrespecting their parents. Right? Briefly, if you missed Thursday's show, we talked about kids disrespecting their parents on social media, and it was an Asian kid that slapped his very prideful Asian dad in the ass just for the likes and laughs of social media. And, I don't think I've ever had my ass smacked by a parent in a sexy scenario, in any scenario, period.
Do you want to change that?
No, I don't think so.
Come on.
No.
Come
It's
on.
not my thing.
Do it for the show.
Not my bag, baby.
Do it
not
for the
my
show.
bag. Rich.
Spot,
It was so
you ever
funny
get
to
your
see
ass
that.
slapped?
Yeah, of course.
By a woman?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, of course.
Well, you got the golden glutes.
Who's
that's
slapping
why.
your ass?
My wife.
Wow, with what?
Her hand.
Oh, my God. I don't know if I want to know any more
You
than
never been in the throes of passion and
that.
just
No.
a little tap.
No, I'm
Not
doing
like a whoosh.
I'm doing the tap, rap, tappy.
Wait, so
With
your
consent,
wife
of course.
Your wife will wind up and give you a little pasaya.
Yeah, like if I'm on top. Yeah.
Does she give you the like the whoosh? One of those bad boys?
I don't think that's
Wait,
how it goes.
Wait, so if you're on top, she reaches behind and is like, boop, 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 like
Yeah, she loves the cheeks.
Wow, really?
Yeah, you should see these pups these days.
See, but that's weird to admit, I think.
Why?
Well, because I don't know a lot of my buds except for you and Wes Scanlon
It's
with Puddle of Mud.
happened. It's not like preferred, but it's happened.
Wow, that's some
but
kinky
Spot.
stuff.
But Spot, it's not I'm thinking like grabbing, like when you're on top of a woman and she reaches around and grabs your back or your ass or whatever, that's one thing. Slapping from that angle, like so picture you're your wife, Spot. You're laying down, right?
Done.
She's reaching around and like slapping your butt this way.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it.
Okay,
From bottom,
Yeah,
the
like
bottom up.
yeah.
She never was behind you.
Maybe it's like a side slide. I don't know.
She doesn't
Okay.
use anything, right? Like you don't
What?
have tassels or anything, or whips or anything like
No,
that, right?
no.
Didn't know how freaky
Yeah,
it
we're
got.
not into that.
But yeah, Rich, the whole conversation in today's world is a weird one because most dudes aren't talking about liking their ass slapped anyway, right? Or spanked or whatever your deal is. And then 2B is you coming out so forthright.
Fortnite.
Fortnite. So Fortnite and admitting so brazenly that you're the guy smacking asses all the time.
That's
Like,
a battle royale I like
in
to get
today's
involved
world.
with.
Yeah, today's world, you don't want to be that guy. Like, yeah, you know what I love? Take a girl and smack her right in the ass. You don't want to be that guy.
Let me smack your ass.
No,
Come on.
no.
Just
One-
do it.
Come on. Just one ass
Just
smack.
one to
You said
see.
you never had he said he's never had his ass
don't know
slapped
if I-
ever. You'd be
Come
the
on.
first, Spot.
I don't know if I
Come
want
on.
Spot to break my ass cherry.
Come on. Oh,
No,
you know what? Let me go to the wide
my
shop for
slap
this.
ass cherry.
Come on, turn
You have
around.
an ass cherry.
Come on, turn around.
I mean, do I really?
Come on.
No.
Come on.
Come on.
All right. Hold on, wait.
It's the
hold on.
first time ever.
Wait.
Yeah, like tilt here. Turn this way. Turn this way. I need a wind up.
No.
No, wait, hold on. Oh, okay, no. If you give it hard, I'm gonna be so
Come
mad
on.
at you, bro.
I want a little bit more
No,
there.
no,
I need
no.
an angle.
No,
come
no.
on.
Just get in there. Go ahead. If you give me, bro, you better
this?
be nice. Oh, he hit like the he didn't get the shriek. He got like the
The meaty part?
He got like the bone of my ass.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
It's
my bad on it, too.
Your ass cherry, as you said, popped.
It was okay for me. How about for you, Spot?
Oh, it felt, my hand stings a little bit.
I'm glad that
And
my
it hurt
face,
my rotator, but that's
glad,
great.
I'm glad that my face wasn't necessarily in that clip for my daughter's sake in the future if that ever ends up on YouTube.
No, that's
no.
That's Leo Lulu right there.
No, that's good. I'm glad. Actually, it was perfect cut
No,
right there.
no face boy. We're starting
So-
that on Pornhub.
Ow, I don't know. See, why in the world would anybody like that?
No
I'll
face
tell
boy.
you.
in the throes of passion, I never liked to slap, but I like when Sarah's a little rough on me. That's nice.
You know what I love? The scratch.
Yeah, it's weird.
Just the
You don't like when a girl scratches you, Covino? You've never liked to scratch?
No. I'll tell you
You've
why
never-
I like a good slapperoo, again, with consent, is because, and I'm talking about in the treek, not like across the face or anything weird like Rich does.
What?
I'm talking about the ripple. Guys like Chris Rucker just want to see the booty ripple, the jello action of the.
I love it. I love it.
That's really what guys are looking for. Yeah, to
You
feel
know,
the
I
consistency of the gelatin.
I got to agree with Mauser. Our show just took a turn for the OnlyFans when you guys slapped each other's asses on the couch.
Yo, we got to step it up, man. We got to step it up.
Just trying to make the visuals worth it.
Just trying to give you tier 2 subscribers your money's worth. That's all.
Hey, it's interesting. We've talked about this before. You've never. I'll throw one more out there before we move on. The choke. You've never enjoyed the choke. You don't like when a woman is aggressive with you.
Fuck no. Not at all.
Okay.
I told you I had one time in a previous life where
do you want me to choke you?
someone was a little like forward with me, and I was so thrown off, man. I was like, yo, I'm the aggressor in this scenario, and when I'm put in that position, I'm so awkward. It's not even fun at that point. Like, I don't even know how to behave or react. And getting your ass smacked is weird to me. Except, I see, like, Spot, when he did that, it hurts. So for me, the pain overrides any pleasure involved in something like that.
But I think
pain is pain. Sometimes pain could be pleasure.
I think, not
unless I have like a nice canker sore and I want to gnaw on it all day.
When you're balls deep, as they say, it kind of like it almost like takes you in, brings you into the moment, but takes you out of the moment and like resets your brain and feels good at the same time. You're like, yeah,
it's that one shining moment.
Feel like a badass.
Sexual reset. Do it with permission. And be careful with how you discuss it. We could freely discuss things here on our Patreon.
One shining man-ass.
You're our boss, right? Or we're our own boss, however you want to look at that. And B, we have time to explain ourselves. We have time to discuss in real life. Or like when I brought it up this weekend and people will ask, well, how do you feel about smacking asses? People are like, well, what do you mean? Like to strangers? Yeah, I'm not getting involved in this conversation. I'm like, no, not to strangers or not without consent. You can't even have a normal conversation without people getting touchy nowadays. So it's just how it is.
Mm-hmm. I think, I think people are very, very touchy about anything now. And you know what, Covino, don't think just because you have a long form ability to explain yourself that if you are in a higher profile position, that matters, because they'll just take the one line they want anyway. That's what people do now, right?
That's true, and that's unfortunate. Yeah, but at least in this format, like for example, let's say you and I were just introducing songs, right? Hey, man, that's the latest from 20 years ago, Puddle of Mud on Turbo, right? That's 20 years old now. Not old enough to drink, but old enough to get its ass smacked, right? Everybody loves a good ass smack, right? Boom, that could be something that's taken the wrong way. Here on a talk radio platform, at least, you could explain, like, hey, remember when you could talk about these things and joke about it? And, hey, by the way, how do you feel about that? I'm not into it. You could have a conversation in a talk platform and at least explain yourself and the differences of yesterday and yesteryear and today. I hate when they take little nuggets and sound bites and switch things around on people. Again, it is the cancel culture we're living in, and I'm just happy you subscribed to us.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Where do you want to start? Where we left off? What do you want to do? Do you want to start out with the weekend? Like I said, March Madness. March Madness. Actually watched some basketball. It's sort of nice. I will say that Oral Roberts was the story of the weekend, though. It's pretty funny how every few years, there's a college that no one knows anything about. And it is pretty cool how they're put on the map, right? Like there's people that have known about Oral Roberts University in Tulsa, Oklahoma their whole life. And now they're like, look, they're on the national stage. To me, that's part of the cool story, right?
Yeah. For me, looking back as a kid, it was Gonzaga. And
Well, they've been great since.
And I was just going to say, this is a defining moment. It's that one shining moment for that school and for that team. It puts them on the map and their opportunity to now stay there and become a household name. Since Gonzaga made it all those years ago, George Harrison style, they've been a name you'd hear for March Madness almost every year. Yeah. And Oral Roberts is one of those new familiar names, and now's their moment. And now's their time to see if, hey, they could stand the test of time and make a bigger name for themselves, upsetting Florida last night to make it into the Sweet 16. Now, I didn't watch really much. I mean, I couldn't avoid it, right? So it was on here and there, but I wasn't tuned in. I saw the highlights. I did my turbo special, Rich. I cleaned up around the house, and I was chilling and watching stupid shit
Right.
and taking walks, just sort of living. I didn't have Melody this weekend, so I was just like lamping the whole weekend. Yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't
it
really do
seems sort
much.
of uninteresting.
Yeah, I didn't do anything crazy, but I watched that fight you didn't care about. But for as much as you didn't care about the fight, I doubly didn't care about March Madness. I'm not
No,
proud
I
of
know,
that.
but I'm
just
saying
did.
I would imagine most people
Yeah.
Oh, for
were
sure.
the opposite.
Yeah. Oh,
See,
yeah.
especially since like
Yeah.
last year
There was no tournament.
there was no tournament.
Yeah, I think that's what took me out of it.
People were kind of like,
Ever
wait a
since,
second.
yeah, I don't know. I gave up on March Madness ever since we skipped one.
Yo, isn't that pretty wild to think like in 2020 they just were like, yeah, we're scrapping the tournament. I get it. It was the beginning of the pandemic, but
It was like
pretty
the-
wild
yeah.
when you look back. You're like, yo, there was just no March Madness. That
Who's,
was
to, say,
it's like the-
who's to
the-
say Oral Roberts wasn't making a big name for themselves last year?
I know.
the NBA had just shut down.
Yep.
They were I know they were contemplating the March Madness tournament, but then they were just like, nah, nope.
Well, Oral Roberts.
weird.
Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing about Oral Roberts. You don't need to know anything about the players on the team. You don't need to know anything really about what's going on in college basketball this year, other than these are all 18, 19, 20-year-old kids. So it doesn't matter where you play college basketball. If you get a sense of confidence at this stage, that's how these Cinderella runs happen, Covino, because all it takes is an Oral Roberts to be like, shit, we beat Ohio State, we beat Florida. Who can't we beat? Like, they are now playing with a confidence. This is not like a Patrick Mahomes NFL team playing like a shitty team. This is, at this stage of the game, there is no one too good to beat confident 19-year-olds.
Hey, Spot, when you're getting a little Oral Roberts.
Yeah. By the
you
way,
like to mix it up with a little smacking of the ass or
should
what?
should I keep an Oral Roberts counter in the corner because I feel like you've said it about 30 times in
Oral
the past.
Roberts. Yeah, we went from smacking asses to Oral Roberts.
Oh, there it is.
And
Let me work on
it
that.
has nothing to do with sex, Mom, if you're listening.
But it has to do with playing with a confidence now. Covino, if these kids that go to Oral Roberts,
Stop it.
who have never been on a national stage, you think
who's this Roberts guy I keep talking about?
you think these kids that went to college in Tulsa, who had probably never been on ESPN or TBS or any of these networks on a tournament or game of the week or anything, they're on the national stage now. They beat two big-time schools in Ohio State and Florida. And now you're looking at a confidence where if you're one of these kids, you're playing with house money where you're playing so loose, and anyone that plays you is probably like, oh, fuck, they're hot. So it's very weird when you're not a professional. All these mind games are even way more important.
100%. I know they're playing with the house money and full of excitement because they're the underdogs, major upsets, like you said, over the weekend. And they're putting their school on the map, which is a victory in itself, right? Who's cooler than these guys are on top of the world? But there's still got to be a lot of pressure involved playing on that sort of big stage. I would imagine.
How?
How wouldn't there be?
They've exceeded expectations tenfold. So now they go into the Sweet 16.
How wouldn't there be?
Loosey-goosey.
I mean, you say loosey-goosey. I say still pressure-filled. You're in the Sweet 16 with some of the biggest schools, in a David versus Goliath sort of scenario. Again, probably less pressure than the bigger schools, but still a ton of pressure. Excitement and pressure, there's a fine line there. Yeah, excitement, but got to be a lot of pressure playing under the spotlight like this when you come from, especially when you're not used to it. It's like, are you ready for the bright lights?
They play Arkansas on Saturday. Arkansas is an 11-point favorite. Arkansas is a 3 seed, and they're probably thinking to themselves like, oh man, like Oral Roberts. So like they never thought in a million years they would be playing this college, let alone a bunch of, like I said, super confident, not caring, house money kids from Tulsa.
He said oral.
Yeah, like Robert's getting a lot of action.
So Arkansas just beat Texas Tech by 2 yesterday. So
More of my
I don't
friends-
know. I think it's interesting. I
If
think
you-
I love these stories because these,
Of course.
it's like I said, it's not professional. So anything can happen on even a larger scale. That's the
If
fun of it.
you followed the trends, Oral Roberts was a name that you heard or saw or read all weekend, right? I'm with you, Rich. Never even heard of it. Never even heard of Oral Roberts.
Stop it.
From Tulsa. But
You know who he is?
Stop it.
if you know, but I'm sure you Googled it, so let me know. If you followed my social media feed, being a kid from New Jersey, a lot of the excitement was about Rutgers playing well up until the end. But yeah, a lot of my friends were like, bro, fucking Rutgers, bro. Rutgers, New Jersey.
They blew it yesterday. They were winning and they blew it.
Totally blew it at the end. But, a lot of excitement from my East Coast friends who, grew up knowing Rutgers or maybe going to Rutgers. My Uncle Bill, who graduated from the School of Pharmacy at Rutgers. A lot of my family went to Rutgers, actually. But it was
Oral
big.
Roberts was a controversial religious figure.
Oh, Oral Roberts.
There goes their hype. That'll be exposed today.
I thought it was a sex move. From the 80s.
Yeah, he was like a televangelist who had like millions of people following him.
Had no idea. But yeah, a lot of college basketball talk. And in the world of the NBA, some really big injuries from LeBron to LaMelo that we'll probably get to in our rando news. So I hope you had more of an Oral Roberts weekend, less of a LaMelo LeBron weekend. Like I said before, a Virgil Ortiz sort of weekend with a big, big win over Maurice Hooker. So sports, entertainment, some life. Rich, I'll tell you my biggest takeaway of the March Madness weekend. Again, everyone's going to be talking about the stats. Everyone's going to be talking about how many rebounds Johnny Appletreat's got for Oral Roberts. I'm here to talk about something else that's in the news, too.
Oral Roberts.
That has to do with college basketball that you probably saw that's more interesting to me. Because, again, if you want sports highlights, there's plenty of that. I just want to know Rich's take on this. We're girl dads, right? So, we have to always be on the side of the women. That's how I feel about it. Like, all right, well, what do I want from my kid? What do I want from my daughter growing up, right? And what's fair and what's not fair? And that's the tough conversation when it comes to women's basketball and men's basketball. Spot, I don't know if you saw this, right? Because you were busy flexing probably. Over the weekend, Sedona Prince, Oregon's.
You only say Oregon when the trail.
I know. I would say Oregon.
Oregon.
I'm only questioning myself because I'm on the radio.
Yep.
Oregon Trails. Oregon Sedona Prince shared a video over the weekend. You can probably find this on ESPN or SportsCenter. It doesn't matter. But she shared a video of, this is the weight room for all the men in the March Madness tournament, right? And it's like this high-end facility of weights and workout equipment, and it's big. It's like as far as the eyes could see. And she goes, and this is our workout facility. And I shit you not, it was just a little pyramid of weights.
Shut up.
Yo, Spot, I was like, that has to be a joke, right? Sure enough, that story went really viral and caused a big stir and a big commotion where, the NCAA is like, no, that's not what's going on. It's space related, and it has to do with the space and, how much space we have. And then she, debunked that, too, because she's like, yeah, that's horseshit, because look how much – that's the video, Spot.
Yeah, I know.
She goes, because look how much space that we have.
It was like an empty area.
Okay, so they're like, well, executives don't know how to feel about this, especially in today's world of equality and doing the right thing. And, then you have to say, okay, put it in perspective of what the WNBA means to the NBA, right? Yeah, they're talented. Yeah, they're superstars. Yeah, they're great at what they do. Yeah, it's important. And yeah, women's college basketball is really important and really popular. But I'm sure it's coming from the place of, these are the cash cows. These are the guys that are making all our money. Men's college basketball is still top notch. Yeah. So they're going to get these accommodations. Does it make it right? No. Does it make it fair? No. But do I understand?
Maybe.
A little
Well,
bit, but
no,
in,
I'll
guess
tell you
what?
why-
In
I'll
real
tell you
life,
why.
you can't say that. In
No.
real life, you can't say that shit.
Oh yeah. Oh, you can. I'll tell you why there's a big difference.
It's
here.
wow. It's a wow. Like, wow, really though?
Wow.
Yeah, it's a wow moment, Rich. When you like, seriously?
Well,
that's pretty.
it's fun. If you have the clip, play it real quick.
Yeah. This is.
Because it's worth it if you
it
haven't seen
is.
it. Go ahead.
It's unbelievable, actually. But
Y'all. So for the NCAA March Madness, the biggest tournament in college basketball for women, this is our weight room. Let me show y'all the men's weight room.
That's pretty sweet.
yeah,
It's like a nice gym.
it's a real nice setup they got. Look at it. They're still working on it.
Now, when pictures of our weight room got released versus the men's, the NCAA came out with a statement saying that it wasn't money, it was space that was a problem. Let me show y'all something else. Here's our practice court, right? And then here's that weight room. And then here's all this extra space.
Okay.
If you aren't upset about this problem, then you're a part of it.
I
got
am
something
upset
to show
about it.
y'all.
I'm upset about it.
I'll tell you what.
Go ahead, Rich. You tell me first. I'll tell you why
That
I
one pec
am
deck in that whole
upset.
gym.
I think there's a huge distinction between collegiate sports and professional sports because college, women's sports and men's sports have to be treated equal because the kids aren't being paid. Yeah, you could say scholarships, but it's college. It's different than the pros. Like the NBA versus the WNBA, nobody cares about the WNBA. In fact, the WNBA, I could see where if it were a professional sport comparison, I take the side of the, like, no one cares about women's professional basketball compared to the NBA. But this is college, Covino. This is supposed to be amateur college. It's kids. Like, it's a difference. This is terribly wrong.
On my sliding scale of awesome, Spot,
Oh,
I'm just throwing this out there because we have a new graphic. But on my sliding scale of awesome, I put this way, way into the green, way to the left, all the way to the left. Here's why.
the Covino at Henry Winkler's house.
Me, from me at my fattest to me at pretty awesome. I put it all the way to me at my fattest on my sliding scale of awesome. It's in the weak territory for sure.
Definitely.
Because I would expect. Here's my sexist, chauvinistic, old school mindset. Out in the open, I would expect that the women's facility, or assume, not expect, like this is what I'm expecting. I would assume that it's not as elaborate as the men's, just because, right? But when you show me that this is really what they gave to them to work out with, a fucking set of Hulk Hogan weights, like that, like, yo, I'm serious. Like, it's one thing to have, like, not as much, right?
Yeah.
Like, that would have made sense to me. Like, oh, okay. They're not pumping iron as much as the men are.
And that's fair. And that's a fair statement.
That's what I'm saying, right? But then to see the actual, like, you know what it's like? It's like when you tip somebody $1 and the guy's like, you know what? Just fucking keep your tip. You know what? I don't need your dollar. You know? They might as well not have given him anything, because giving him that little weight set that they gave him, my Hulk Hogan weight set that Rich had, is more
Did they have hand
insulting.
grippies?
Yeah.
Did they have the Hulk? Did they have the Hulkster hand grippies?
The red hand grippies, is more insulting when you see, like, they got nothing. That is ridiculous. Like, if that, and at first I was waiting, I'm like, that can't be the real story. That has to be like another room somewhere, another sort of facility. There's no way they just gave him one little rack of weights.
Can they even lift those? Come on.
By the way,
kidding.
when I say, guys, for people who are just listening and missed the story, when I tell you that this man had a beautiful facility to work out in and the women had a rack of weights, I'm talking about your buddy's garage. That little rack of weights that he has.
That looks like a triangle.
Yeah, that's what they gave all of the women who made it this far, like our elite women who kicked so much ass this year.
It's terribly wrong.
Terrible.
And you're forgetting the collegiate angle makes it even worse, Covino,
Yeah.
because,
No,
again,
you're right.
this is, Spot, Covino, this is amateur college kids playing. This is not professional. You can't argue like, well, the NBA makes this money, the WNBA does this. No, this is college sports. Money
disgusting.
should be the backdrop. This is supposed to be about collegiate.
Look at that thing.
Sport. What do they say? Why don't the kids get paid?
Let's see.
Why don't the kids get paid?
3, 4, 5. There's 6 sets.
6 and what is
Six
that?
sets,
So what do you
12
think?
weights.
What do you think that is? You think that's like a 15-pounder on the bottom?
Like a 20-pounder.
20-pounder?
Yeah,
20,
They probably-
15.
they probably- yeah,
20
they
pounds.
probably
Oh, yeah.
get five. They probably get 5s, 10s, 15s,
One?
20s,
No.
and 25s at
Those,
the bottom.
those are probably 2.
It's probably 1,
Oh,
2,
1, 2.
3, 5, 10, 20.
Fucking the weakest, bro. Like, if you don't see this story and you only hear about it, you're like, well, you know, men pumping iron, working out, men being men. I get it. Until you see really what the accommodations were, you're like, holy shit, that's not equality. That's not change. That's more the same.
I mean, listen,
In their defense, weights have gotten really expensive since the pandemic.
Yeah.
They're very hard to find and very expensive. So maybe they just couldn't. Maybe it wasn't affordable.
That's wild, man.
But the reality is, this is a completely separate topic than one that I feel different on. Believe it or not, like you could. I think this is a travesty. I think this is terrible. I think collegiate women athletes should have the same exact opportunities and facilities as a man. Now, if you ask me about professional sports, I'm not going to have the same opinion because those are businesses. Do you see the difference?
Well, I still think that these college organizations run like businesses. So I see
They
what
do,
you're
and that's
saying.
the problem, Covino.
It is the problem.
They claim to be, you know, about education and this and that. Meanwhile, like the reality is, what runs a college? It's sports programs, right? That's sort of what runs a college.
It's men's, for as popular as women's sports are, especially at the college level. It's still men's sports that sort of run that shit. But Rich, I got to tell you, to wrap it up, man, what really blew my mind was that in today's world, especially, where everyone's really watching their every move and their every step, where these women are so important to their schools and everyone's so proud of what they've done and accomplished, that these are the accommodations that they get in today's world, right there side by side with the guys. Like, that is fucking berserk to me that someone could drop the ball like that.
This graphic floating around, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. Sue Bird.
And I feel like it. I don't know why I saw it recently, but
hey, man, that's
it's
sad.
the comparison of the NBA to the WNBA.
Sue
And
Bird-
you're right. It's the business aspect.
Sue Bird and LeBron James both have played 17 seasons professionally. They both have 4 championships, and Sue Bird made $215,000 last year. LeBron made $37.44 million. He got a $370,000 bonus for winning, and she got an $11,000 bonus for winning. Again, Rich has taken the business side of this. That's the difference. I get it. In college, it shouldn't be. I would have expected still a difference in college, Rich, but not that drastic of a difference.
Legally, you can't have a difference in college. Now, professionally, right? If you're going to compare Sue Bird and LeBron James or any female professional athlete and male athlete, I saw a lot of people saying, is it on women to support women's sports more if they want them to become popular? Because there's more women than men, yet are women getting together the same way guys would get together for, we're all going to get together and watch March Madness. Are women getting together to watch female March Madness? It shouldn't even be called female March Madness, I saw someone say.
It's,
but is
that what they call it? Do they call it female March Madness?
No, I'm saying, like, are Jordan and her girlfriends getting together to watch the women's NCAA tournament?
No. But that answers the question again. So I think it's a totally fair point. But when less people care, when the women aren't caring as much as they should, and the men aren't caring as much as they care about the men's tournament, then it's going to be less of a priority. So I think it's a fair argument. But in today's world, it's not okay, right?
In college, they need to be equal. But in the pros, you got to throw some of the blame. If there's blame, it's the interest level, right? And the WNBA doesn't get support. You see this? What was the old meme? Like there was a meme of like 10 people at a WNBA game, and it said, "It's unfair the WNBA got to keep their full audience during the pandemic."
Yeah, they get the support from their male counterparts, though. Dudes in the NBA are always giving props to women in the NBA, and I'm sure with college basketball, vice versa.
Of course, but I'm just saying, Covino,
it's just not as popular.
The fan base is what drives all these things. A fan base and support drive everything from a TV show to a radio show to a podcast to a sports team to a sports league. The XFL No one cared enough. So what happened? It goes away, right?
Or did it? Because aren't they teaming up with the Canadian Football League? Maybe.
But what I'm saying is, if the XFL got huge support, I know they hit a pandemic towards the in there somewhere, but if people cared a lot, guess where it would be? Front and center, right?
Yeah, I think it's a fair point to say, well, then women, hey, we support you, but you also got to support your own cause. But that goes for like any cause where there's a problem. It's like that group of people also need to be supporting that cause and not making things worse. And women need to support their own cause here. Women need to be supporting. I agree, but NCAA dropped the ball here. And Jonesy hit us up, Rich. The term we're looking for is tree of weights. It's a little tree of weights, right? I guess that's what the rack is called. The tree of weights. That's all they got. I mean, honestly, I have more workout equipment on my balcony than they had for the entire tournament. And that's a fucking joke.
I'm getting a weight tree for Christmas this year.
Yeah.
Screw a green tree. I'm getting a weight tree.
That makes sense for you.
Honestly, Rich, if I didn't see this visual, so you got to give props to Sedona Prince, again, of Oregon. Because if I would have just heard this story, I would have been like, oh, women, enough. Enough.
Yeah,
what do you want? And then when you see it, it is straight up ridiculous.
I mean, you do make a really good point, both of you, about women supporting women, because you see it a lot,
right?
And you've seen it a lot recently. It's also it's Women's History Month, correct? Right?
Well, that's why I say there's
but
women
I feel like
doing a lot of things that are counterproductive to their
women
fight.
are always, and I'm not trying to say this in a negative way, but women are always like speaking out about supporting other women and women getting respect and all this kind of stuff, and yet they will turn their backs on women playing sports because it's sports. At the end of the day, it's sports, and they're like, I don't want to
and against each other in a lot of ways, right? And you're like, well, and then there's other things that happen that don't necessarily empower women, and that's making that look bad. And it's like everybody, if you're fighting for a cause, you have to be on the same page. And I guess as there's predominantly men that are listening to the show, and of course we welcome the women. There's a lot of women, surprisingly, more than you think, and we appreciate that. We all have to make a better effort. And like I said, as a girl dad, quoting the great Kobe Bryant here, as a girl dad, like I have to think of it that way. Like, do I think it's fair that the dudes are getting treated better than my daughter would be? Yeah, I think that's horseshit. Fuck that.
Yeah. No, listen, I'm telling you, the girl made a great point. I think we could all agree.
Yeah. But it was wild. Visually, it was wild.
How are they going to do those like dope ass squats where they stick their ass out without the rack?
Yeah.
Without that rack. How are they going to do that workout?
Bree brings up a good point. What's up, Bree Miller?
Hey, Bree.
She said, I really hate when folks say, if you aren't mad, sad, glad, or whatever about such and such, you're part of the problem. It's not as blanket statement. It's not as blanketed as that. And that phrase is getting old. I agree with that. You can't be like, if you don't see something wrong with this, you're part of the problem. That's a very.
Well, what's your answer to that, Rich? Like maybe you don't all right, ready? I didn't see the problem with this until I saw the problem with it. Mm-hmm. Is that okay? Because I would have been like, oh, come on. Look, they're not going to be in the gym lifting as much as the dudes because I'm a sexist caveman, right? But then when you really see the disparity here, you're like, oh, fuck, yeah, that's not cool. And I'm not even being like a PC, like, hey, this is a great conversation where I could be a real good, guy.
No, it's absurd.
This is absurd. Like, this is just an absurd scenario that you have to bring up.
No, it's like, you do need to provide equal facilities. Like, it's legal. You need to provide legal, equal facilities. I just think there's something to be said about once you get to professional level or business setting, when people show that like Sue Bird, LeBron James graphic, or they start comparing professional stuff versus collegiate, there has to be an interest level, and the interest level is just not there, right? There's guy stuff that there's no interest level on. Give me something that stereotypically women love, Covino. Give me something stereotypically women love.
Fashion.
Sex in the City.
Oh.
Or in the early 2000s.
Sex in the City, that's a good one.
Handbags.
Okay.
Kardashians.
If there were something...
Women love to shop.
Women be shopping.
Women be shopping. They do love to shop.
I mean, they do love to shop.
Women love to shop.
You
They
can't
do shop.
you can't expect if they made a man version of something women love. You can't expect it to get the equal support if no one's buying it. If all of a sudden, like, if they expected men to buy the same number of handbags that women bought, and then be mad when it doesn't happen,
that's not the fight and the problem, right? And Baxter brings up something else too that's really interesting. Amanda Nunes, right, of the UFC, is an amazing beast and completely underpaid for what she does. Now, I don't have the stats in front of me, but there's no doubt that Amanda Nunes probably makes less than a Bones Jones or a Conor McGregor or, any other UFC superstar. And, when they have main events revolving around women nowadays, and it's not even close, you have to definitely say, well, I mean, you say, Rich, I get it. It's a business, but still, like, there has to be less of... I understand a difference, guys. I do. Let's not fool ourselves and say, yeah, well, she's getting just as many eyes as if Conor McGregor... No, she's not. She's not, right? But she is still a superstar. So the difference shouldn't be that drastic. Just like in the NCAA, the difference shouldn't be that drastic. These are still the best that our country puts out there. The best women college basketball players that we have. And they get a tree of weights that Jonesy has in his basement. All right.
No, I agree.
I think we made our point. It's absurd. It's just absurd. And again, you have to see it to really understand. Otherwise, it's just a story, and you're like, yeah, whatever.
I mean, I'm looking at, this is the UFC 250. What number are we on?
Yeah, we're up there now, but it's not that long ago, though.
Yeah, but I mean, Amanda Nunes, not to discredit the point, but she was the highest paid of that whatever.
Yeah, well, because she was headlining the card.
Yeah,
but she doesn't make the same amount as if, like I said before, like another big name.
Right, but compare.
Yeah, but other guys don't make the same as that.
Yeah, like look at the guy. I mean, I can pull up this list.
True, but there's no way she's making the money that a dude is making. So a Khabib if he came out of retirement or whatever.
Oh yeah,
yeah, but she made more than all these guys.
Yeah, look at all these guys.
Yeah, because she headlined the fight. It would be absolutely ridiculous if she didn't, right?
Hey, Covino, I did see someone make this point. I didn't want to go counter to you because I wanted to move on, but the reality is, people said when women's sports do get your interest, they do get respected. People made the point that in the world of mixed martial arts, they are headliners and they get paid.
For sure.
It's a matter of interest.
But not
and
as much.
We can't forget that it's a matter of interest that if you watch if people, men and women alike, watch the WNBA and actually cared even a little bit, then you'd see a difference. But no one cares, and who's to blame but women and men, everyone. I mean, if there's no interest in something, you can't force it.
You can point blame at the women a little bit. They're not going to want to hear it. But in reality, on our show, we could say, well, then why aren't you supporting them? Because the interest just isn't there. That's really the right answer. But nonetheless, we move on.
Yeah. Our buddy Mark Zito hit us up and he said, and he's sort of saying what I was saying. He goes, the NCAA shoots itself in the foot because they have their all collegiate athletes are the same, and
exactly. Yeah, that's wild.
And then they come out and say, hey, we look. What do you say? They won't come out and say, hey, look, we're just trying to make money, and these sports make the most money. They can't say that.
Can't say that.
But that's what
it was obvious in that.
Yeah.
They. In other words, guys, the men got a fully catered sort of thing going on. The girls are eating like ham sandwiches, little snackables. That's how it looks. All right, so I don't know what made me think of this. Bree. What was Bree's buzz term that she was like sick of?
Oh, she hates when people say, if you don't agree with this, whatever it is, you're part of the problem.
Yeah.
Instead of just saying like, I might not agree with you, I'm not part of the problem, but I don't have to be with you to not be part of the problem.
I'm just throwing this out there to be topical because today is Monday, March 22nd, 2021. The other buzz term that has to be having all sorts of people clenching their butt cheeks.
Oral Roberts.
No.
Oh, wait.
You don't even need to dive into this, okay? But I'm sort of scared to do the show with you guys because I'm wondering if you're white terrorists or not.
Oh, stop it.
Because that's the term that's being thrown out there left and right lately. And I'm like, are all you white guys okay with this one? Because this one's all over the place as far as terms that are creeping around and that you're seeing a lot, I'm starting to see that one everywhere. And I'm just saying that it's a topical sort of scenario that we don't need to talk about, but I'm definitely noticing. Buttholes clenched.
No, I haven't seen it. I haven't really watched it.
Oh, sorry.
How
I
the
didn't mean
fuck
to go to
have
this
you
podcast.
avoided it? How have you avoided that? All right, so anyway, I'm not saying that things like that don't exist. I'm just saying like that's sort of a blanket statement. No, I mean that's sort of like that's painting with a really broad stroke. I think.
Guess what I'm doing right now?
Flexing?
No,
Clenching. Okay. But yeah, when you start seeing terms a lot, you notice it. And then, like some are valid. Some make you say, really? And some people just run with. They take the ball and they run with. But anyway, that's this weekend of your college sports and things that I'm noticing online. And even I was shocked, and I could be a sexist asshole sometimes. And I'm the father of a beautiful young little lady. Now, the other thing I saw trending, Rich, this weekend, and it made my eyes roll fucking.
Wait, hold on. I have one last. Can I just get one last thought about college basketball? Because I know we're not.
I thought you did with Mark Zito. So my bad. Go ahead.
No. I wanted to bring up the point that, first of all, I saw Lebitard posted this. Did you see? I'm going to screen share Spot.
What'd you call me?
Oh.
I thought you liked this. The everyone's bracket, and it's all Jordan cry faces.
Oh, wait. Hang on.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a good one. It's a really good one.
It's a good one. But I posted something yesterday, and I got like not a lot, but a few comments of people saying like, you never care about college basketball. You never talk about Syracuse, and you post and I posted a picture of me at a game in college.
They're right, you know.
I mean,
Like Morgan Freeman says, they're right, you know. Or as what's his name from The Office with the glasses? What's his name?
Dwight
from The Office. It's true.
But I posted a picture of when we used to paint our chests and go to all the games, and we were in the front row of every game for 4 years.
Are you the C?
What's up?
Are you the C?
Yeah, I'm the C. You couldn't tell that I'm the C?
Yeah, for cornball.
Yeah.
You know what? The only thing I don't like about this picture is how the two guys in the front have jester hats on, and you're wearing a bucket hat. You should definitely be wearing the jester hat.
There's two jester hat. No, there's just
three
jester hat, regular hat, bucket hat, regular hat, jester hat.
You should definitely be
Yeah,
wearing a
the
jester hat
consistency is killing me.
because you're a clown.
Well, I was just saying yesterday that it feels like I just put on Instagram. I put hey, it feels like a lifetime ago that we would drink shitty beer, paint our chest, and run to the Carrier Dome and hang out at all the football and basketball games. And someone's like, "You never talk about Syracuse sports." I'm like, "Yeah, but isn't it March Madness? Is that the time when you could just randomly like root for your college?
I guess.
Isn't that like Spot when Maryland won the other day? Not one of your college buddies was like, "Yeah, go Maryland." Like it's what you do. That's you went there. You lived there for 4 years. It's part of your story.
I looked at that picture and I just thought to myself, I wish I had a picture of me in college. That'd have been cool.
You don't have one photo of you in college?
Not really.
In Bone Hall?
Like wearing a Jalen Rose jersey in my dorm room. That's about it. Like flexing. Like I don't have
Spot,
any. Really.
When Maryland wins a
ton
big
of
football
pictures
when
from college.
when Maryland wins a big football or basketball game, you don't have any college friends that hit you up like, "Yo, Maryland."
No, I mean, no. I mean, I appreciate it, but like no one hits me up.
Who are you friends with from college?
Sam.
I mean, do you have any people you still talk to from college?
Yeah, we don't like talk about sports and stuff.
Did you go to all the games when you're there?
Yeah, I did actually.
Spot was in the marching band.
No,
Yeah, so
I
you-
love to go to games.
Yeah, it was part of your thing. Like you would get like the student season ticket to the basketball games or
I'm
football
not being
games.
rude, Rich, but what are you saying though? Like
I
go
was
fuck yourself.
I was
like,
the last year at Cole Fieldhouse at Maryland.
Like-
and then they opened up the Comcast Arena.
Don't hold back. Are you basically saying whoever came at you with this comment could suck these nuts? Like
I mean, they could. I'm just saying. I think when you spend 4 years of your life.
I also saw Brian McFadden say on your post that it was one of the coolest picks he'd ever seen.
Yeah,
So
our
I mean,
buddy
people
Brian
like
McFadden.
people liked your pick. I mean, Why do you focus? There you go, focusing on the negative.
No, I'm saying it's because I've seen that sentiment not just with me. I think when you go to a school, you first of all, you're more affiliated with your school than any other quote sports team because you live there. You are actually part of it. Like when you say if the Yankees win, Covino, you can't really say we won. You're not a fucking Yankee. But if Montclair State did something great, you could say we because you were part of it. You graduated from there. You spent 4 years of your life being part of that university, and you paid to be there. It's part of your life.
I wouldn't argue that at all. So
I think
if anyone said that shit to me, I would have told them to suck my ass.
No, but I think college sports is the one sport or the one.
Yeah, you're not front running. You went there.
Yeah, I don't think there's such a thing as front running or even fair weather because I think it's part of.
Agreed.
It's part of you. It's not weird. It's like
I will agree that you don't talk about in college sports a lot, but I'll never say that you don't have the right to support your alma mater.
Yeah, so. I think it's different than professional sports. Like if you have a friend that hasn't talked about his love of the Broncos in 10 years, and all of a sudden he's like, the Broncos are good. He's like, yeah, go Broncos. You're like, where you been? I don't think the same could be said about college. I think college, you could just come and go when you want. It's part of your story.
By the way, you know what a cooler story is? Not like how hard you root for Syracuse, but like those dudes in that picture. Like here you are courtside bonding with these goons, right? Like what's your relationship with those guys now? Those dudes.
These dudes?
Yeah, Bucket Hat Jenkins.
Yeah. Show me the dudes,
Jester
Rich.
Jones.
All right, I'll share it again.
McGillicuddy.
I only found this photo because one of the guys DM'd it to me, and he goes, yo, look what I found. So,
yeah, it's a cool picture.
Yeah, the guy, the A.
And by the way, look
the guy next to me in Syracuse. A is a buddy of mine, Josh, who lives at the time, I remember he was from Denver. And he was one of the guys. All the other guys?
Who brought their kid and like ruined the whole like thing?
Dude, no one had a kid. We were 18, 19 years old, Spot. I think it was just a kid that photobombed us.
Oh, he ruined it.
Yeah, he fucking ruined it.
He ruined the whole shot.
He ruined the whole shot.
Yeah, and your Asics also ruined the whole shot.
It's like Syracuse, fucking little snot-nosed kid, E.
Yeah,
I know.
Kid. He fucked it up. There's no apostrophe after the S and the E. Get that kid out of here.
To be honest, I can't tell you where any of those guys are. I don't know where one of those guys are right now.
That's to me, that's the story.
I thought,
there.
didn't you do
because you know what else Rich doesn't talk about?
Oh,
his bond with like these bros of his.
Yeah,
I don't know any of these dudes.
And your buddy Lazito was the orange, right?
He was the orange. He was the mascot. Yeah.
So okay.
But it's college is one of those things where my relationships weren't as strong because everyone had different goals in college. Everyone was doing different things. Like they were more like your you know how like what do they say? Friendships, some are for a lifetime, some are for a moment or whatever. Those are more like
Rich,
good guys to party with in the moment.
Did you do that every game or did you do it just for that game so you could get good seats?
We did it. And the athletic director was like, oh, you guys are great. This is hilarious. We did it again. And the athletic director came to us and goes, do you guys want to sit in the front row every game?
Oh.
We're like, yeah, sure. Let's do it.
There is the C for the cornball. Come on in. Come on in.
And they ended up giving us tickets every year we didn't do it our senior year, but we did it.
Why not?
And we sat in the front row.
That's awesome.
That's great.
And and by the way, during timeouts and stuff, they wanted us to run the flag around like the court and stuff.
So you were the guys. Started at such a young age.
Yeah,
that's
Letterman, they called us.
That's where Rich.
That's where Rich became.
He realized he wanted the attention, all of it.
Yeah,
all of it. That's why he doesn't. You know what happened? There's probably a story there where Rich he wanted the flag all the time, and all the other dudes are like, "Yo, why does this guy? He never lets us have the flag."
He went from being a collegiate C to a professional C.
Yeah. There's probably a story there like, yeah, we were all the Syracuse Letterman, and Rich, like he wanted all the attention to himself, and then that's where the friendship ended.
They broke up.
Yeah. Then it was just the C at the game with the flag.
But
it was just
you know what? Can I tell you? It's
like, what happened to the S,
life.
the Y, the R, the A, the E, the S?
Wait,
just
hold on now.
Just me.
Hold on now. We're gonna unpack something. We're gonna unpack something right here.
Can we unfurl instead?
Rich tried to like fill it, like do the other curve of this, like add it on the C. Like, see, I'm the S now. I'm a C. No, but I'm an S now because I drew on the rest.
Right. No, I want to unpack something here because there's.
Is it your two huge suitcases that are in my bedroom right now? Can you unpack those?
There's there's chapters of all of our lives that you're not like sad about. You're not tucking away because they were sad or bad, but it just, you're like, oh yeah, that was sort of a part of my life. I'll give you an example. Covino, you talked about how you were really close with these guys and you almost were part of some type of Latino boy band. And we didn't hear about this until years and years later. Meanwhile, it was a part of your life, but you tucked it away like, yeah, who cares, right?
Well, one of the dudes I worked with for years, so I could say he was a big part of my life for a long time. But the other 3 dudes that were in that group, like they were like a 2-month part of my life, so not important. But yeah, it's amazing that I never brought it up in conversation, but they really weren't important in my life at all.
No, but
like, they really weren't.
I'm saying there were guys that lived in my dorm and then, next door to me or down the block in our, where all the college housing is, we would drink shitty beer, but usually like Natty Ice or
Schnitz.
Milwaukee's Best, the Beast. Mm-hmm. We painted our chest one time. They said, all right, which 8 guys want to paint their chest? We're like, yeah, you want to do it? I'll do it. We do it. We run to the game because it's fucking freezing in Syracuse and we're shirtless, and we just did it every game. So it's a weird part of my life that, yeah, I guess I did that for a few years of my life, painted my chest for home basketball and football games at Syracuse and never thought twice about it.
Never really looked back on it. I think that's pretty awesome, man.
Never looked back on
honestly,
it?
Anyone
Never
giving you shit about it? And Spot and I are the first to give you shit.
I love giving you shit.
I will say that you don't talk about that stuff a lot.
Yeah.
But for anyone to give you shit when you went to that school and you had a little bit of pride and that was then and maybe you don't talk about it now, you could all honestly suck it. They could all tug on your balls, and I'm on Team Dickey when it comes to that one.
It's weird. I feel like there's something about my college experience that I keep so compartmentalized.
Such as the syllables of that word.
Compartmentalized.
Yeah.
Compartmentalized. That I feel like, Spot, you sort of do the same because I know about your childhood. I know about your professional career. I know about your adulthood. But I feel like my 4 years at Syracuse, while they are slightly compartmentalized, where I don't really talk much about it, not because it was bad, it was just, do you look at it maybe as a means to an end? Like, hey, I went to college, I met some temporary friends, I got my degree so I could get a job. Do you look at it more that
You didn't
way?
make any permanent friends, though? I did. You're the guy.
I did.
You're the
I
guy
made
that
permanent
criticizes
friends.
me for, not having a circle. I had a pretty dope circle of college friends.
I have it's small because it shrank as the years went on, but there are people that I keep in, like my friend Matt, of course.
No, I had
my friend Michelle.
big
I
circle
keep in
of
touch
college
with her.
friends, but like now I keep in touch with a good portion of them.
And even like ancillary character, like a couple other people that were part of our initial group from freshman year that still held on.
I got a handful of friends I still talk to and communicate with. Only like 1 or 2 good buds, but the reality is, I was so towards the junior senior year of my college life, Covino, I was so worried and focused on radio and working that I became the weird guy out in a way because people would be going on trips and doing things and going out, and I'd be working, to be honest. And
Funny,
I sort of was like the lame worker guy.
Like Rich, I met
It's not
you-
lame worker guy. You were like, for me, maybe you were the lame worker guy, but I was much like Tony from West Side Story. I was all about love and romance. I was a lover, not a fucking hanger.
You were an annoying piece of shit.
I always said hoes before bros because I wasn't banging my bro. And I noticed that when I look back at pictures. My buddy Pallone posted like a cool high school picture of everyone hanging out. And I'm like, where was I? Oh, I was, cuddling up with my girlfriend
but there's
at the time.
something wrong with that too. That's just as bad.
I know. I'm not defending it. I'm saying that I didn't sometimes bro it up even enough because I was always in a relationship.
Bros are for life.
Yeah, no, it's true. But I had my college friends, Rich. I had my college friends. I had my high school friends, my circle. But, you were also doing other things where some people were full-on dedicated to being a bro all the time. Rich was working. I was also working a lot. And that's fine, bro. You couldn't be there to hang out all the time.
I was working at Old Navy. In my
Some
college,
people just hung all the time, Spot.
my college experience though overlaps with our friendship. So it's like I met you in the summer between my sophomore and junior year. So you were part of that college experience somewhat.
Yeah,
it was just
in a
kind
weird
of
way.
in a weird way. So stories pop up every so often, but it was such a chunk of like, I don't want to say mundane life, but it was, you really were. It was like school, you know, and then the occasional stories will bubble up.
It's, I don't look at my years there and I don't really remember much of the academic of it. Then there's also times where I'm like, yeah, I partied a lot, but I feel like the second half of college or university for a lot of people, where some people chose the route of like, all right, I'm just going to rage and party. Other people were like, all right, what am I going to do after this? And I think that's where separations of friendships happen.
That's what I'm saying. Look, I had a college girlfriend, and I was also interning and doing other shit. Other dudes chose to not necessarily have a girlfriend.
And do keg stands
and do keg stands all the time. So, you know, there's going to be a deeper bond with those guys, I'm sure, than with you and those guys because you were on a different path. But it doesn't mean that your memories are any less. That's how I see it.
No, I know. I look at it like I didn't go to my graduation.
I think that's fucking weird.
Yeah, because I was Kid Kelly's like, you got to be on the air that day. I was like, all right.
You didn't go to your own graduation.
Yeah, but Rich is also the guy that defends it.
I'm like, yeah, I mean,
like I think that's odd.
Hell, I went to my graduation and I wasn't even officially graduating yet.
Yeah, I was working that day, so I was like, what am I going to take? Am I going to make money, or am I going to go walk with 1,000 people and pretend like it matters?
How did you?
It does matter.
Yeah, it does matter.
You're downplaying it, and I think
my family
honestly,
came down and
I know work took priority, but yeah, I think you made the bad choice there, and your goofy mentor steered you wrong, to be honest. Although he steered you right in so many other ways. Yeah, I think you should have walked.
What do you think? You were like some character in a movie.
You should have been like,
between your profession and your.
I was the C. You know, you should have.
Yeah, I don't know. I just said, am I gonna go up to Syracuse just to walk at a graduation? I was like, I'm doing stuff.
Nah, I get it. I mean, at the time you were thinking different, right? Looking back,
I was thinking about making money.
Yeah. So whatever. Hey man, college days, reminiscing.
College man.
Shout out to Lorenzo and J Rod and Donald Funk and all the dudes. My buddy Brian, all my college friends that still support me till this day. I appreciate them.
If your college is still in the NCAA tournament, text 20-year-old buddies and be like, "Hey, what's up?" You know, that maybe that's the reminder too, right?
Yeah, it makes you think back to those times for sure. You know, when I was seeing all the hoopla about Oral Roberts and Rich posting his picture, and I started thinking about my pictures and do I have any cool college photos and stuff? And I have a few, like few and far between. I was the only guy probably taking pictures, so I'm not in any of them. But it makes you look back at that blip.
Right.
But that important blip.
Oral Roberts.
That important blip. And on Covino's sliding scale of awesome, if you want to just take advantage of all of our new visuals. My college days are right there, man.
Where?
Between orange and red.
Oh,
yeah. Not all the way to the right, but it was a great experience for me. I made great friends. I had a great college girlfriend. I have nothing but great memories looking back. College radio was fun. I got an internship. It was a fun time in my life for sure, and it does make you think about those things when March Madness creeps up. Now, something else that was trending all weekend, Rich, besides March Madness and Oral Roberts, 47.
All right. Yeah.
Is the Snyder cut. And as my joke went, and it's so obvious. Oh, you mean the haircut my dad had? It's okay.
That joke was great.
It's okay. Just a little less on the sides would have been.
That joke really made you seem awesome and relevant.
I know. Yeah, but I mean, the joke is in me.
Wow, really bringing the heat, Steve.
Yeah. Oh, the Snyder cut? You mean the one my dad still has? Yeah,
bringing it.
I think you should bring it a little closer to the sides, I think.
Yeah.
Less
good
poofy.
One.
The Snyder cut, right? Yeah, from One Day at a Time. Snyder cut?
Yeah, really bringing it.
Yeah.
Zack Snyder's Justice League premiered. And to my understanding, I'll give you the gist. I don't know or claim to know all the nerdy shit that you all know. So the gist, to my knowledge, is Zack Snyder was working on the 2017 Justice League. Some sort of family tragedy pulled him off of it. Some sort of family personal scenario pulled him off of it. And all these years later, he decides to put out the Snyder Cut, which is a 4-hour film. And nerds, which is the new cool, across America, across the world.
There's the Snyder Cut.
There's the Snyder Cut.
The Snyder Cut.
Yeah, that's what my dad asked for.
Honestly, is that your dad?
Yeah. My dad would go to Luigi and say, hey, give me the Snyder Cut. He'd keep this picture in his wallet, just as a reference. So Zack Snyder, all these years later, says, you know what, I'm going to put my own cut out there. And I saw nothing but debates about the pros and cons of the Zack Snyder cut of the Justice League all weekend long. But 4 hours, that's a long movie, 4 hours.
I started watching it.
Yeah.
And then I realized that I haven't really seen any movies in the DC universe. And I'm like, I have no idea what the fuck is going on. But the one thing that stood out to me in the 5 minutes I watched it before, I'm like, I need to go back and watch other movies, was the aspect ratio. Do you know what I mean when I say aspect ratio?
Was your film moving in a weird way?
No. Let me see. It was like, you know what? Let me use this as an example. It was like the movie was framed like this photo of Snyder. So it wasn't framed wide shot. It was framed 4x3.
I gotcha.
Because intentionally, he intentionally wanted the feel of the movie to be contained and constrained for some reason. But that initially, because I had to look, I'm like, is my TV doing something weird? Did I have to activate a weird setting in HBO Max? Did something happen? And then I Googled it and I found out that the intention of the film was for it to be in that screen. And I got to tell you, I hate watching movies like that. Like my wife used to watch SD movies or when you would get the DVD and you would, if you flipped it on one side, it would do that based on your television.
Yeah. But does this movie SD or no?
It's a high definition, but it's just, it's framed where it cuts off the edges of your screen, you know?
Well, look, Superman, Aquaman,
like from
Batman,
here,
Wonder Woman,
over is gone, and from here over is gone. So it's just like
a lot of people were geeking out, nerding out on that, and I understand it's dope and it's cool, and I hear
good
it's
things. Fantastic.
Yeah, I heard a lot of good things, but I also heard a lot of I like the other one better. But you know, a lot of people, for me to ignore that would be like for me to ignore March Madness this weekend. There was a lot of people talking about that shit.
Of course.
So
man.
Zack Snyder's Justice League was a big deal. I hope you enjoyed that shit. But like I said, if you're gonna get the Snyder cut, get it a little shorter on the sides. And that goes for my dad too.
I want to read a lot of the feedback. We haven't read much of the feedback yet. I want to read a lot of the feedback, but do you mind if can I take a quick pee break? Can you guys give me 30 seconds? Or you don't want to take yours?
I mean, do you want to take the official show pee break?
No, I'll be back in 30 seconds. I just don't want to dip away without telling you.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll tell you a stupid story about my brher.
All right, go.
But now I'm going to want to know the stupid story about your brother.
It's like filler. Go take a pee. I don't need you.
All right.
So
can I go to the wide shot?
I'm rocking some denim. I bust out the denim today. You know, as springtime officially kicks in, I only have a few more days to rock my denim jacket, right?
Yeah.
But I'm also rocking Built Basics underneath, right? Built Basics, BYLT.
Oh,
those like Facebook
stand up. Let me see the shirt.
The drop tees. Yeah.
Do they have like that where they're long?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. This is my. Oh, thank you. I think I like that now. My life has forever changed.
I got a beauty bit there.
My brother hits me up and he's like, first off, my brother's having so many like relationship scenarios that I'd love to discuss. Maybe I'll do it behind the velvet rope.
How?
Because
what the fuck is he doing in the middle of the
women are trifling,
pandemic?
bro. Women nowadays, like, there's something very old school about my brother where he thinks that he could like cage a wild animal, and like some of these girls today are not cageable. Meaning, like, you can't control them.
No,
I'm not saying,
and
I don't mean control in a fucked up way,
in a puddle of mud kind of way.
Yeah, I don't mean like you chain her up, fucking weird sort of guy way. I'm saying like just having that trust where you're in control of the relationship. My brother's never in that scenario because girls today are like, here today, gone tomorrow. Like, don't need you attitude. Like, bye. Like if you're stepping on my toes, they're posting pictures of them with other dudes like the next day, right? So it's like, you know, I feel bad for him in that way because it seems like the loyalty or the feeling of you're in control as a dude just isn't there because, you know, women are less and less giving a fuck when it comes to the relationships at that stage. I guess eventually, everybody gets to the point where like, all right, we got to settle down, but it's always like what's next? What's the upgrade? I want to live this social media life, and you're disposable. As a dude in today's world, as a young man, you feel more disposable than ever before. And I noticed that with my brother. And I feel bad for him when it comes to that because it's tough. Those are tough waters to navigate for sure. He's like, well, what do I do? And I'm like, there's nothing you can do. You know why? Because she's her own person, and she's going to do whatever she wants because you don't control her. But
is it
and you never will and never can, and you shouldn't.
You shouldn't.
I missed the beginning. Is it a situation where some girls like not
it's
responding
constant. It's constant. It's like every young man, right? Every young guy is walking on eggshells in their relationship because if things go awry, right? There's another dude hitting this girl up on social media ready to take her out. But like multiple dudes all the time. And those girls are willing to jump on those options. Yeah, like he makes more money anyway. And I'm not saying it's always a superficial thing like that, but there's always another dude. And I'm only brought up my brother not to talk about his relationships. I think that's universally an issue because women need dudes and care less at a higher rate than ever before.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I bring him up because he's like, yo, Built Basics, yo. I think Built Basics are straight fire, yo. So he got it in my head like, oh, yeah, I got a ton of those. I might as well rock a few of those. But my brother is totally living that life of everything he sees in social media advertisements. He is that's where he buys his, yo, what do you think of this silver chain, yo? Oh, that's pretty cool. He's like, yeah, I got it on Facebook. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Is it legit? He's like, I don't know. It looks mad dope, yo. So his whole life is stuff that he sees through the advertisements on social media that you wonder or question about. He's always about it and taking those chances, and that's the sort of life he's living. But if you want to know, my brother, Built Basics are fire, yo. The drop tee is fire, yo.
That's the life most people are living, buying things on social media sites. That's how a lot of shopping is done now.
Women be shopping. And I'm not saying dudes don't, but like dudes like Drew Mack do. Dudes like Jim Miller in Pennsylvania do not. So, I think there's a middle ground there. So my brother,
I want to read some of the feedback.
My brother's update, and it really wraps up like this. When your back's up against the wall in those relationship scenarios, that's when you really got to get those Built Basics and hit the gym and really get your mojo back. And remember that you could never compete with a hot chick. Ever, ever, never, ever, ever. Right? Like even me, I'm not immune to that. If I wanted to play games, Jordan could be with someone like 921 on the West, like in 1 minute, where, it'd be way harder for me to get back on my feet and get out there. So, keep your A game sharp. Keep it tight, guys. That's all I'm saying. You got to stay like Spot.
I don't know. I know what you're saying, but that's
stay like
children's play. It's like kids play, right? I mean, it's like
a game you're not in. I mean, it's not a game I'm not in either, but it's the reality.
Yeah, I know. It's
you could all you want and downplay it. It's the truth. You could never win and compete. That's a woman's game. It's a woman's game. You can't out-jealous her. You kidding me? She's going to fucking beat you all day, every day.
Your brother's finding the wrong type of women then that are playing these games.
But, I mean, to say that there's a radar, you don't know these things until you're sometimes in it too deep, right? Or too late. You don't know how women operate in these fucking moments and in life or what their antics are at that stage until you experience them. So it seems like these women move real quick. And as a dude, if you're trying to like tie them down and make it happen, good luck. I'm just saying, good luck. It's not easy.
All right, let me read some of the feedback. We're getting a lot today.
What was
Ryan
that?
in Texas.
He gave me a Tom Brady like condescending chuckle. Do you see that?
Well, because I think your brother's choosing. Do you want my honest opinion?
I mean, I think it's pretty.
I think your brother. I think your brother's
standard.
a handsome guy with money, and he goes after like hot Jersey girls that are not serious. And I think
there's always going to be nice girls out there, and that's who you should go for.
No, but there's always going to be nice girls that are hot too.
Even,
but I'm saying
even nice
your
girls
brother,
are gonna like. They got way more options than the fucking dope guy. Way more.
Okay.
I mean, it's the fact. I mean, I know you think you're handsome, Dan. But I hate to break the news to you. Sarah would have a hell of a lot more options than you would.
Hi, handsome Dan.
You know, if it was a few years ago in today's dating pool.
I mean, I know. I'm just saying, your brother is dating hot girls that are the disposable type that make him disposable, or like your brother's the type that meets like a hot girl at a bar that wants to play around, and he wants to play around, and then if he disappears, it shouldn't be a surprise.
I'm rocking my Built Basics though, yo.
Yeah,
Straight
if your brother meets a girl,
he needs to go to like church. You meet some nice girls at church, or
don't
like
be silly spot. I'm
or
saying,
like
I'm
some
being
rally
real.
that you go. You know, some nice girls.
It's all the way he's meeting people. I mean, it's
no,
not bad.
It's the
he's
crazy
having
options
fun.
that women have nowadays. Where you're disposable more so than ever.
I have a question. What is he looking for in life? Is he looking
Love,
to get his dick wet, or is he actually looking?
Both. Yeah,
No,
that's definitely part of the
He's
problem.
not looking for love.
He's not looking for love.
I mean, save it. Save it for behind the velvet
He's looking
rope.
for nub.
But yeah, that is also very much part of the problem. I'm with you.
His
Spot.
intentions
I'm
are
with you
not
on that.
pure. So that's if your intentions are not pure, you reap what you sow. And he's getting these girls that aren't pure.
Yeah, but it's
And
always
I don't
that.
mean like
it's
pure,
always
but
that
you know what I mean.
tango. You know, it takes two to tango, and sometimes when your intentions are really honest, that's when women pull back, and it's immaturity, and when you pull back, that's when they're more interested, and it's a constant
It's a dance.
back and forth, and it's a nightmare because if you want to pull back as a dude, she's like, okay, well then bye, because there's another dude.
Forget about.
So-
I don't want to pull back. I want to pull out.
Yeah,
yo.
my pull-out game is tight, yo.
Yeah.
So anyway,
That's his problem.
That was my
Right, Rich? Rich, back me up here.
Intermission brought to you by Tudmaster Tommy.
Back me up.
Who definitely gives a thumbs up to the Built Basics that I'm rocking today. Coincidentally, in the end, we move on.
Rich, back me up.
I mean, I said what I was going to say, but he doesn't want to hear it.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean,
You guys
dude,
have
you're
always
talking
been, guys have
about
always been disposable, but don't like when
yeah,
you
but
when
you're
you
talking
date
about
people.
dating from yesteryear. When was the last time you were in the dating scene?
Oh, wow.
No, I'm being serious. When was the last time you were in the dating scene? And you're going to tell me that you know the waters that my brother's navigating in 2021. I hear about it
I mean,
all the time.
just keep talking.
with different women.
If you don't want me to do any talking, then just do a monologue, and we'll move on to the next thing.
I disagree with you. I think it's like a more than ever sort of thing where women and men would be like, yeah, we're boyfriend and girlfriend. Now, do the research. These relationships, these long-term, they like hang out in groups. They don't even date like exclusively as much as they used to. In general, not just my brother. You make it about my brother when it's like a universally sort of change in society for younger people. It's tough. The dating world is so difficult because of social media and I saw people chiming in about like woke white women. Like if you're not on the same page,
Yeah, woke
if
white
you say-
women.
If you say anything that might not be in their wheelhouse of what they're focused on right now, you're out. You know, you have to be on their team about every little fucking thing that they're about. You have to save the whales. You have to fucking not eat crustaceans.
Don't forget the turtles.
You have to fucking, worship turtles. You have to, be into their meditating. You have to, worry about who they're talking to on social media. It's a whole different ballgame with women. It was much more simple when we were dealing with it. I'm no longer dealing with it, but I do hear about it all the time. All the time. My brother's in his 20s. I talk to him all the time about this shit. It's a nightmare. I feel bad for him. He's like, don't you have any advice, yo? I'm like, yeah. But you don't listen to it, and my advice is to not deal with her. She's going to ruin you. That's my advice. My advice is this girl will ruin you.
That's nice.
It's true. I see it. I've lived it. I see it. I've definitely lived it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I hear you, man. I hear you, bro. Loud and clear. 10-4.
You know what I hear? You're condescending like horse shit. That's what I like. You're like my mom. We're like, what? I wasn't saying anything. Like, everyone knows that you're being like a douche. And I'm,
Well, because you won't let me get a word in. Every time I start to say something, you start going off.
because you make it about my brother and the girls he's choosing. Like, girls' relationships are just hard to navigate, period, but more than ever.
Relationships are hard to navigate now, then, at any time. While there's new obstacles and different scenarios now, one thing remains the same. Based on the type of people you go after, you're going to find problems or not. And it's not just your brother. Let's say 20-year-old something guy who goes after hot girls that are like bar partier types, and then is confused when they don't want to settle down, or there's another dude in the mix, or there's something going on. That's not new news. That's just rebranded and restructured for today's dating. That's always existed.
It's always existed, but on different levels of women trying to keep up with the Kardashians, looking for the next upgrade, looking for the next Johnny Ripplepex, who's sliding and diving into their DMs that you did not have to deal with. What did you have to deal with? Fucking the dude with the jester hat who in college that might be interested in a girl that you were interested in? You deal with a girl now, she's dealing with international dudes all over social media that are making more money than you, that are offering her good offerings of a great life. And
but
Tulum,
again,
and trips to
again,
Tulum.
a good girl
But
is
it's not just
gonna-
it's not just good. It's like the girl has to. All right, fine. It's not. You make it seem like it's just this particular type of woman. Women today are completely different than when you were dating. And luckily, like I said, one came to me as a gift from the gods. So I also found it to be a nightmare when I was single for that year plus that I was completely single. It was horrible. The priorities of both men and women, not just women, but today's woman with today's dude is a dynamic that just doesn't flow.
Is that the magazine your mom keeps in the bathroom? Today's Woman?
No, because the
Today's woman.
dynamics are off. The dynamics are off.
All right. I mean, listen. You're not gonna. We're not gonna see eye to eye completely on this. I think that generationally speaking, yeah, it's trickier and there's more to navigate for someone now because of simply based on one thing alone, social media. Agreed. But a good girl.
It's not just social media. It's society, not just social media. Today's woman is
my
like
favorite kind of tea.
If you're not on their team, then they're not on yours, and you have to be on their team with everything.
Society.
But a good woman that's beautiful with a lot to offer has had temptations in every generation. So when you're like, yeah, like my brother could be dating a girl who's like being wooed by rich foreign guys. You don't think every good girl has been tempted by other men ever? It just, you got to find good women. If your brother's dating a girl that's impressed by fancy handbags and fancy jewelry, then it's the wrong girl.
It's obviously, but like it's few and far between nowadays to try to find that good one, you know. And then, as life has it, the ones that are good, according to you, are the ones that are all about you, which is the ones you should appreciate more. But those aren't always the ones that you want because love stinks. Yeah. So
every time I see a girl on TikTok or Instagram and she's talking about expensive cars and bags and jewelry, I'm like, oh my God, I feel so sorry for the guy that is with her because what a pain in the ass.
She wants to go to Tulum.
How does he?
But she wants you to take her.
Like I see a girl. Every time I see a girl on a private plane or next to a Ferrari or with like super expensive bags, I'm like, oh, like that girl, like. Don't ever try to, like, if your brother were to find that type of girl and then be disappointed that she let him down, like, what a dummy he is.
Dude, even the good girls that you think are good girls are going to let you down. So, you know, it's not as easy, breezy, beautiful as you make it out to be. Yeah. You know, you're giving me the most blanket answer. Hey, go for the good girls. You know how many good girls I thought I had? They all left me for dudes they thought were cooler. So, you know, I get it. You have this magical radar where you could, you know...
Some people have better radar than others. That's a fact.
I know. You're a man of magic.
The only person who can't let you down is yourself.
Yes. I like
you
that
don't, you don't think some people have a better radar than others? You saying that that's not true? Be like saying like the girl
No,
that always
because
dates douches,
I
and then
definitely
is like,
dated
how
some
come
good
I can't
girls.
find a nice guy?
I definitely dated like wonderful,
Digging
very
douches.
good girls with good families, and even still, that shit was not easy to navigate because they were still beautiful in their own right, and even though they had their priorities, they had other options, and women are always going to have more options than the guy. So that's why, all right, for example, what I'm really getting at, the nitty gritty is my brother's like, well, what should I do? And I'm like,
boy.
nothing.
Is that
nothing.
By the way, is that phrase
Covino mantra?
on the Covino family crest?
What should I do?
But what should I do?
Nothing.
With
What
the
do you
picture
mean?
of a
like, should I not call her? I'm
an
like,
eagle with a mustache?
I'm like, not call her for what? To make her jealous? Because she's going to make you a lot more jealous. What, to play games or to really move on? I was like, because you're not going to win. The only way you win in these scenarios is by moving on. Because you'll never win against a hot chick. Ever. Because they're going to win. You know why?
I've had
She's
these,
already
I've
in
had these same
Tulum.
issues.
She's already in Tulum.
All right, move on. Next conversation.
Oh, boy. Oh, he's chilling back. He's writing something down.
Yeah, go ahead.
And I'm over here like, what do you want from me?
Hey, man, I was just talking. I'm not trying to cut Rich off. I'm in the zone. So
I've had the same issues with girls back in the day. It's where you're looking to meet women and the type of women you're meeting. There's new obstacles, of course. No one's going to deny. Yeah, we didn't have to worry about DMs and people sliding into your girls, social media pages and who's that you're following, who's she following, who are you following? Like, yeah, there's new sets of annoyances now. No one could argue that, and no one would. And if you did, you'd be dumb. Of course, people are more disposable than ever before, but it will always go back to the type of men and type of women people are trying to date. And then when they get confused, there's a pattern of like, wow, another hot, flaky girl that let me down, or another douchey guy that did me wrong. Like, no, you're terrible at choosing.
Well,
sometimes it's just that.
It's not necessarily just that, too. It's also the circles you roll in. Like, if you're just the guy, young guy going out and about, yeah, you're going to meet girls doing the same sort of thing. So, yeah, it's a matter of meeting that right person, but it's a matter of taking yourself out of those circles, too.
Dude, it's a compliment and an insult to your brother at the same time.
It's not about my brother. I see this universally with young people.
Your brother's a handsome guy. He has some money now. He likes.
Thank you.
He likes beautiful women. He's confident. He's sort of an asshole, but like a likable asshole. So your brother will, by nature, will find himself in the circle and in the world of these hot girls that are not great.
Right. So if he really wants to.
The Circle, that lame reality show?
No, but I agree with Rich there. It's like he has to remove himself out of who he is to find some girl that's going to compliment him in that way. It's not easy to do.
Like your brother is, your brother dated a girl that was like into like different things than him, and he got all intimidated. He was like, yo, I don't think I could do the show. Let me go back to like.
She's like spiritual, yo.
She like your brother wants that type of girl, so let's be okay with it. And not just your brother. If you're the type that wants a date, like it's like the girl that wants to date all guys that are like handsome with abs, and then gets bummed that like he always upgrades and leaves her.
Well, that sucks for the Covinos because we like tacos too much. So
same.
Yeah. Why are so many girls going to Tulum? I don't know. I don't know. Hey, by the way, I have another thought, and then we'll move on, Rich.
People are saying we're both right, and that could be Kyle saying Covino's making great points, but Rich is absolutely right, too.
You're both making great points.
I agree with the one point that Rich made for sure, which is like, this is Jason in Tampa. Today's woman has changed, but also today's man is not the same either. And that's what's causing for a fucked up dynamic. Yeah, look, I'm a guy, so women, feel free to call us up and give your side. I'll do my best. Women have to deal with a weenie. Like, I feel bad for my daughter, right? Because if she has to grow up in a dating pool in the future, she's going to be in a pool of wieners, right? And she's like, I'm just like, I was taught to be.
She's not in a pool of wieners.
I mean, yeah, I hope not. Yeah, you're right. bad choice of words.
Where's this pool?
So, weenies. Or like goons. I don't know however you want to describe it. Weasels, right?
Weasels.
So, we teach our women to be super strong, and we're teaching our young men today to be like little fucking pansies, and it causes for a weird dynamic in the relationship that just doesn't jive yet. Like the dynamics are different now, you know, and no one's saying women shouldn't be strong and empowered. Of course they should be, but we also have to keep men strong and empowered, and they're losing all these battles because they don't know what to do or how they're offending somebody, or, you know, I don't want to be fucking chauvinistic, and I'll give you a prime example, or some prime examples of like the differences in today's world. Again, today's dude, I think he stinks too. Again, because he doesn't know what to do.
Isn't that where they shop in Mallrats? Today's man.
Today's man.
Today's dude.
Today's dude.
They sell Built Basics, yo. You know that song we were playing last week? Why are so many girls going to Tulum? That dude, he actually reached out to us and he's like, yo, man, thanks for playing my song. We talked about that. He was getting all this heat, deservingly, from women saying, yo, this is such a sexist song. But what was supposed to be funny and like just a little joke of like, hey, this is my observation. Like, it's funny. Turned into this, like, he's the worst guy ever and he's sexist and he's misogynistic and, you know, why does it matter to him? Why is he so offended that women are dating older men who make more money than him? You know, he's the problem. The problem's with him. And
You're the problem, man.
He got so attacked, and he's like, yo, I'm just making a joke. Like, I'm making a joke about, I'm just upset that you're not banging me and I'm living in this shitty apartment. You know, like, it comes from a place of I wish you were banging me and with me and dating me. But you're not, you know, because I'm still living at home or I'm living in this shitty place, and it's a joke. But women fucking went for the attack. Oh. And I get it, right? But then it made me think, Rich, from a professional standpoint, and I want to know your thoughts so we can move on, and the rest of the show is yours. I don't care. I saw a montage of the times that women flipped the script, and a guy would ask, like, again, it's a douchey question, and I'll just give you an example, like, hey, Ariana Grande, if you had to give up one, what would it be? Your makeup or your phone?
Makeup, yeah, I saw
right?
that, yeah.
And she's like, why don't you ask some guys that? Why are you asking me that?
Yeah,
like,
the compilation of sexist
Sexist
questions.
questions.
Don't play it. It makes me mad.
But here's the thing. I get it, right? Women, why are we asking these sexist questions? I get it. But, man, like, you can't even be a guy just having fun, or, like, you can't even fucking say shit. But you can tell me you can navigate and date in these murky waters. Give me a break. You can't even ask a girl, like, yo, so what are you wearing? Why? Do you think I'm all... Do you ask your guy friends where they got their shoes? Like, why would you ask me that? You sexist, misogynistic jerk off. And you're as today's guy. You're like, oh, I thought I was just making conversation.
Yeah, no, those compilations are done by women's magazines.
Yeah, but
on their video feeds for social media, and they make me so mad because it'll be like, someone will ask Scarlett Johansson about her workout routine, and she's like, "Are you asking the guys about their workout routine?"
Well,
it's like, dude, like, it's a fucking question.
But art imitates life. That's the kind of women that my brother's trying to date. And he's like, yo, so did you go to the gym today?
They have a weight
why?
tree.
Are you only defining me by my body? And he's like, no, I was just asking if you went to the gym, yo. My bad. Like, I didn't know.
Do you like have like a weight tree, yo?
Yeah, why? Why? Are you judging me on my physical appearance alone? Well, no.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough.
Come on, dude. So it all ties together, and it makes me not want to interview any women because I see those clips, and I'm like, man, imagine if I just said something innocently, like, you know, like in some of those clips, like, yeah, the women turned it on the guys and they gave them a little zinger, but a lot of times the questions were kind of innocent. You know, they're coming from an innocent place.
You don't have to yell, by the way.
I'm fired up, man.
I know you are, but I live in an apartment.
All right, man. Sorry.
You can talk.
People are gonna think there's domestic problems at your place.
Ow! Spot, why would you hit me like that?
By the way, a ton of feedback.
Rich, I got to say, moving forward, in today's world, you especially got to watch what you ask these women and today's young woman in interviews. You can't ask him some like shit like.
Yeah, what was that thing that BuzzFeed posted about, that Taylor Swift question you asked?
Yeah, you can't say.
Oh, I stand by that. It was
Something
funny.
about her boyfriends.
We got canceled after that.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we did.
And guess what? You get canceled in life when you behave that way. And in your real life, I'm saying, with women, are like, yeah, I need a
By
man
the
who
way,
understands.
did you see Chris Harrison lawyered up big time?
Yeah,
Good.
I saw that.
Yeah. Let's see. Let me read a lot of the feedback. 580. Covino, as a dad, you should know and show your daughter what a man is and the kind of man she deserves. Teach her the difference between men and weenies.
I try. What do you think I do? You think I lean?
Oh, it was fashionable male in Mallrats, Rich.
Fashionable male. Yeah.
Fashionable male. Rich, did the C on your chest stand for coochie magnet? No,
Jesus.
it does not.
Cock magnet.
Cock magnet.
Why can't the men and women use the same weight room? Well, Lasagna Don, the NCAA tournament's in different cities, so the men and women are in different locations, so they just compared them
By the
that
way,
way.
let's never forget this moment.
Blank space is a fictitious profile of a girl who's a serial dater. Over-emotional, clingy, needy, nightmare.
So, do you think are not true?
So this song is not about you?
That was a home run right there. You should,
Yeah.
the crazy part is the crowd laughed and it was a zinger, but look at in context, it looks like I was rude.
That's funny, girl.
That's funny,
I
girl.
was rude? I was rude? How was I rude?
Because a lot of today's women doesn't have patience for that kind of shit.
Yeah,
They
sorry,
make
bro.
montages about guys like you.
Yeah, they do.
I'm in a montage.
It's true. So
I'm in a montage.
You don't-
I'm not
honestly-
David Letterman fucking sniffing fucking who did he sniff? Who did Letterman sniff? Jennifer Aniston's head?
By the way, David Letterman is getting a lot of criticism when it comes to this stuff because he would ask sort of chauvinistic things from today's standard. It was normal to us then, but from today's standard, I saw an interview with him and Terry Garr. And
Jeez.
this is how far back people are going.
How old is that?
Yeah, but that's what's defining today. So if you think
What,
you
Terry
could just
Garr when she was in Mr. Mom?
pull up the montage if you want. So if you want to navigate today's waters, whether it be in an interview or in real life dating scenario, and you think it's going to be the same, where your fucking stupid jokes are going to apply the same to today's young person, you're out of your mind. I would just have to be. You'd have to be polite as possible, not make any sort of references that could rub them the wrong way. Don't ask them how they got their ticket to Tulum.
How did they get their tickets?
I don't know.
I want to know.
I want to know too.
Can
I want to be in a cenote.
I want to be in a cenote.
I just want to. Can we play it? It's been a minute.
Yeah.
How was so many girls going to Tulum? I know you ain't got no job. Tell me who bought you that room? Why are so many girls going to Tulum? Who bought you that ticket? Cause I know it wasn't you in Tulum. How the fuck you in Tulum?
We think this is funny. Women are like,
How
hate
was
this
so
guy.
many girls?
And to wrap it up, to make this full circle, my brother will probably hit me up later today and say, yo, she posted a picture of herself in Tulum. I know she's with another dude, yo.
Yeah. Dude, send
The end. Full circle. Story done.
Can I give you a palate cleanse?
Sure.
It's just a reminder that based on the opportunities you're given, a lot of times your success will be based on if people put you in a position to succeed or not, right? I mean, you could argue in your career and other people's career, if you're put in a position where it's hard to really break through, you're not going to. Then other times, like you can say NFL quarterbacks is what their whole career is based on, right? What coach and what team they end up on. I saw a picture over the weekend that made me realize that if not for a change in how he looked and everything, you could argue that this guy would never have made it. I want to show you a picture of someone.
Can we do Dickie's screen share just to buy us time?
No, I got it right here.
Oh, the song?
This guy right here. Take a look.
You know who that guy
Spot,
is?
do you know who that is?
Yeah, it's Jeff Daniels from Dumb and Dumber.
I don't know
Spot.
who that is.
Do you know, Spot?
No, should I?
Covino, do you know who that is?
Yeah, I saw ads on the History Channel, I think, all weekend about the WWF documentary. Right? Isn't there like a big, like 8-part, 10-part series of the WWF?
I don't know, but
This is Stone Cold
Steve Austin when he was stunning Steve Austin.
Oh,
and
you know
it
what?
just
I should have
shows-
known this.
You know, it just shows though that it's if you're put in a position to win versus put in a position not to win, right? So maybe you just haven't been put in that position in your life or your relationship to win yet. So maybe you're Stone Cold Steve Austin, but you haven't found your goatee, bald head, vest look yet. Maybe you're just not there yet. So Stone Cold, when he was stunning Steve Austin, just wasn't put in a position to win. That's all. I thought that was an interesting one.
I wonder if the denim jacket will really take me next level. What do you think?
Yeah, probably.
Maybe. Maybe I haven't found, maybe a mustache will
Yeah, like
make
my,
my
just
day.
like my tank tops are going to take me to the next.
Yeah. By the way, I saw a fucking funny ass clip. Well, speaking of the wrestling stuff, you brought up wrestling. I saw
Wrestling.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. It's a very famous clip that was circulating this weekend for whatever reason. But when his dad was Rocky Johnson, tag team partners with Tony Atlas, and they go to the stands, and there's a young Dwayne Johnson rooting his dad on, a 14-year-old Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson at the WWF event, just rooting on his dad. And like his dad was so, I guess he never got that opportunity you speak of because he was never really the household name that his son became or that Stone Cold became. But that dude was jacked. He was just as jacked as Tony Atlas.
Oh yeah, no, his dad just never got the chance he got.
Right. Yeah, he never got that opportunity. So I saw that going viral over the weekend. And
there's a list you can make right there, which is people who never got the chance their kid got that they could have been bigger. Archie Manning and Rocky Johnson were stars. It just wrestling wasn't there yet for The Rock's dad. And Archie Manning was never in a position to win, but people say Archie Manning was just as good or better than his kids. It just, he was stuck in a situation before free agency, before, he was stuck on the Saints in a losing environment.
No, yeah, it's wild. It's wild to see that, that was The Rock. And, look, opportunity is everything, man. And people believing in you and you believing in yourself. Yeah, I agree. Another funny, who I think is very underrated? You're bringing up random things that you saw over the weekend. Jack Black. I feel like we're on a major comeback. I don't know if he ever went away, but I feel like Jack Black is on the vibe I'm getting is that Jack Black is on the precipice of like a major comeback.
He's been
like he's killing it on social media.
Right, that's what it is. During the pandemic,
Netflix,
he's been doing so much stuff.
Yeah, he put out so much stuff, and then Netflix has released The Pick of Destiny and Year One and other Jack Black movies, and I really feel like we're on the precipice of the world sort of embracing Jack Black again as like one of the funniest dudes that you always recognize, but you never really appreciated how great he was because he put out some stupid shit this weekend that fucking had me rolling. What's up, Swan? Are you just stretching?
Yeah, I'm just stretching.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, anyway, that's, random stuff we saw.
I was stretching.
Random
I was doing
stuff.
this. I was like this.
We saw this weekend.
My
rotator's
my
killing me,
my
sorry.
phone's about to die, Spot, but let me share one more thing.
Richard screen share.
By the way, on a side note, something that everybody could probably relate to, Jack Black released a video of himself finally shaving after the whole pandemic and quarantine of 2020. He finally shaves and realizes he has the double chin. And then the rest is all havoc. Something happens after that. I don't want to give away the fun and the mystery.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So you were talking about Jack Black making a big comeback, and you know how in Tarantino movies a lot of times it's like a random person that we haven't seen in a long, long time, and just like this guy. I think this is a pretty funny TikTok video. I'll give this guy props. right here. Take a look.
Spaghetti Tarantino movie, do Mad Lib. Give me a historical event.
Prohibition.
Now rewrite it.
It doesn't happen.
How?
Violence.
Give me an actor that deserves a second chance.
Freddie Prinze Jr.
And give me a way a movie shouldn't play out.
Chapters.
Give me an emotion.
Angry.
And give me a completely unrelated genre.
Samurai films.
And just Samuel L. Jackson, say his name.
Huh?
Say his
Samuel
name.
Jackson.
In Tarantino's next movie, 9 bar owners band together to stop the prohibition by killing the lawmakers before they can pass a bill. They hire a moonshine runner to be their getaway driver, played by Freddie Prinze Jr. And guess what? He's really great in it. Like, where's he been this whole time? He just needed a serious role. It plays out violently for 5 chapters to the score of a samurai movie. It's called 10 Angry Drunks, and oh yeah, Samuel L. fucking Jackson's in it. Money!
It all ties together, man. It's again about the opportunity. Like Quentin Tarantino gave John Travolta an opportunity again.
Yeah.
He gave Don Johnson an opportunity. Luke Perry. The list goes on and on of like random guys. You know, Brad Pitt, like in roles that he wouldn't have normally been in, right?
Yeah.
Like he gives people opportunity to shine, and you know, to tie it all completely together, I believe that like Jack Black is on that path of people finally recognizing, like, oh fuck yeah, he's like next level great. This guy. Maybe he'll be in the next Quentin Tarantino movie. We'll see.
Maybe.
We'll see.
If you guys want to read some of the feedback,
Jack Black in a Tarantino movie.
Again, but he hasn't gotten that sort of opportunity yet, because he's made those opportunities for himself in the past year, and people are like, yo, he's killing it on this stupid shit that he's doing. I love his dance moves and the way he plays air guitar. I love everything about Jack Black. I think he's great. And that's true about Quentin Tarantino, for sure.
There was something a lot of people hit me up with this weekend. Did you see that they're going to be doing a Ace Ventura 3?
Yes. Awesome.
I saw some people like, why? And I'm like, why not?
People want The Mask 2. You know, people have been saying that. So Ace Ventura 3 was like, wait, but we've been waiting for The Mask 2. You know, so I think that's where that comes from.
Yeah, the creators of Sonic the Hedgehog are putting together something. Hopefully it gets approved, but it's from the creators of the Jim Carrey Sonic movie. They want to do an Ace Ventura 3. And
the Sonic movie was pretty good.
I thought it was great, man. I didn't see the Sonic movie, but I'm saying I think why would you not want to see Jim Carrey back as Ace Ventura? I mean, at worst, it would be stupid and funny, right?
Why wouldn't you want to see him? I feel like your whole character and personality was developed from watching Ace Ventura.
Oh, right.
Don't you feel like,
yeah.
Like, you remember that show on HBO called, what was it called? Where the guy was just watching TV his whole life? Something with a
Dream On.
Dream On on HBO. It was like an early HBO series. And his whole personality was sort of developed based on the things he saw and watched as a kid. And he'd often reference those moments in his brain. That's like Rich, I feel like, was like raised by Jim Carrey movies.
Yeah.
Like Greg went out to, play cards with his buddies. All right, Richie, you sit in front of the Jim. You like Jim Carrey. You watch Ace Ventura. I'll be back later. Don't tell your mother. And then Rich, that's how Rich was created.
I am Jim Carrey.
Yeah. I feel like, yeah. Or as Bubba the Love Sponge used to call you, Jim Carrey on steroids.
Yep.
Remember? When we were on Maximum Radio.
Oh, yeah, Maximum.
So that's it. Hey, Rich, I have another switch gears thing that I saw on the internet that made me think. Gears? Want to switch gears? Yeah, give me the old-fashioned
it's been a minute since we switched gears.
Do it. Just do it.
I love it. That was a great spot. Great. Are we done talking about the Snyder cut? Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can cross that off.
Snyder.
I'm just looking at social media. Oh, by the way, one of my exes turned 40 this weekend. Rich, what are your thoughts about like reaching out to exes for milestone birthdays and things like that, or events?
I mean, a 40th birthday I think that's a happy birthday message on social media. Why wouldn't it be? Or a quick text like, hope you're well, happy 40th.
I agree with you. Didn't take that route, but I do agree with you. I don't think there's any issue with it. I'm just looking at my social media, so I saw that right now. But I had that passing thought, like, yeah, there's nothing wrong, right? But then if I'm thinking that, then why? You know what I mean? Like, I shouldn't even be thinking If it was so obviously okay, then why would I even have that thought? So
Then
that
don't do it. I don't know what to
deterred
tell
me.
you.
Yeah, that deterred me. Yeah, it's not worth it. Fuck them, cares.
Okay. Wow.
I saw a meme of Elon Musk, and we reposted it. And it rang true to us because, we have started a business, right? Covino and Rich on Patreon. We're out in the Wild West on our own now, thanks to your support. Still hoping you could tell some friends. We're trying to reach a milestone number behind the scenes, and we're only a few away. So keep telling your friends. Elon Musk says, instead of baby showers, let's host business showers. So when a friend starts a business, we all come together, celebrate them, and bring resources for their business start. And he's like,
Makes sense.
makes sense. Like, why don't we do that shit? And there he is, Elon Musk. So, it rang true to us because it rang true to me because I'm like, well, we're starting a business. That'd be great. Can we have a business shower? Now, I ask you this. Now, my problem with baby showers always, for me, was like, it's a little, there's always a fine line, Rich, right? Where it's nice. I'm not taking away from that. But it's always like a little, I don't even know the word to describe, like the feeling of, here's what I want you to buy me. Right? Even though that's how it is, it's a little forward.
You mean with a registry?
It's a little forward to expect people to buy you all this stuff, right? That's how I always viewed it.
It's a
I know it's tradition. I get it. I understand. But to now push this forward, you'd have to have the same mindset. Do you think you could have business showers and expect people to do those things for you with your business registry?
Who's buying me a MacBook?
It's the same.
Who's buying me a desk?
But
who's buying me? Yeah, you're
to back up
I would
Elon
love that.
Musk.
Hook me up.
But to back up Elon Musk, it makes more
we just-
sense than the baby shower.
We just started a small business.
Yeah, no, and we've already asked people to do enough for us. I get that, right?
I got a candle business in the other room.
But look, if we really did follow
New
that
sets
theory,
coming out today.
it would make more sense for the greater good of our economy, for our friends' livelihood, for small businesses. Think of the difference we could make if we all really rallied around your buddy's pizzeria or your buddy's this. And, it's usually the buddies who are the last in line to do it. Like I say all the time, Rich, most of our support comes from people we don't even know. I feel weird asking people that I know to pay to listen to me, right?
I mean, except for your family.
Yeah, well, they're gonna. My immediate family is gonna support me, right? And they want to, like my sister Dawn said, this feels like home to her.
Like,
she's hearing her brother talk about her brother talking about her other brother, her brother just communicating to a nation of people, and that's home. That's family. They're gonna support you.
Yeah, and I don't think doing it up front is necessarily the right way. I think supporting your business, like my candle business, for example. I think people buying candles is supporting my business. I don't expect them to buy me a wax warmer or a wax melter for that.
Why not?
But
why not?
That's
your baby.
But it's my business, and I'm forming the business, and then other people support my product, not my infrastructure.
But why not? People are going to support your kid. Why not? And they support the infrastructure of your kid, and this is your baby. I have to be honest. I'm not comparing the importance of your business to your child, right? But the importance of your business when people are putting their hard-earned life savings into a business sometimes, to not get the support, the proper support from they're I guess again relying on the public, but from their inner circles.
I know what you're
absurd.
saying. You're saying a couple has a kid. Everyone is quick to be like, yeah, sure, I'll buy him a diaper, a wet wipe warmer. Sure, I'll buy them some clothes for their kid. But if someone spends their life savings to open up a bar and grill, everyone's like, oh, good for you.
Yeah, but
life savings, dude.
You support the business. That's how you support. Like,
even
you know what? We were.
But why? Because tradition says you can't do it the other way.
With businesses where people go wrong is, oh, my buddy just opened a bar. You know what they expect?
Freebies.
To go in and sit down at that bar and eat and drink for free for the rest of their life.
Yeah.
The way you support your friend is by paying every bill and tipping handsomely the when you go or to any other business, like, you know, for me, I'm a horrible business person because when people order from me, I feel bad. Like people I know, I feel bad just like charging them for things, but I will. But, you know, giving freebies is my choice. People should support you and your product. I think in the business world, it seems weird giving things up front.
Well,
because you're the one that decided to start the business.
You know why, Covino? Because it's a kid needs something, and it's very clear what a kid needs, and it's traditional, right? A baby shower is like, all right, you're having a kid. There's a lot of expense that goes along with the kid. Diapers, clothing.
It's the parents. You're not buying the kid something. You're buying the parents something for their child.
Yeah, you're
but
saying
it's
like,
just
hey,
tradition. It's just a matter of changing a tradition and starting a new one. Like, if we're going to fucking all gather around and make shit easy for this life-changing moment, why aren't we all gathering around to make it better for that life-changing moment?
Yeah, but I think
Not
that's what
everyone
I think that's what like grand openings are for, and when people have everyone come out and about and stuff like that.
But is it really that much of a thing? I haven't really been a part of anyone. No one's told me to come to their business shower. I'll try to support.
No.
Oh, I'll try to support the same way Spot does.
You never
but it's
got
still
to.
different.
When was the last time you went to like an opening of a business?
No, but I'm saying you've gone.
That's what I'm saying.
You've seen grand openings. You've seen grand openings.
You've seen grand closings.
But you know why we see grand closings? Because they're not getting the same, not even like this much support as they did if they were having a kid. When in reality, there's so much riding on. Let's be realistic. That kid's gonna be okay without your fucking diapers and baby diaper ass wiper.
Yeah, because
the kid's gonna be just fine. What this person is relying on more than anything is your support of that business. That's way more important to me. That's way more important to me when you're trying to make ends
Elon
meet.
Musk is right.
I think he's completely right. I think a fucking baby shower is for the birds. I don't need anyone's bottle warmer. But you know what I do need? Everyone's support on my livelihood so that I could get my kid whatever my kid needs. I think it's just a matter of changing traditions and changing the way we think. I think of asking someone to buy you formula is fucking lame, because you could do that yourself. And it's like a weird request. Asking to help, like throw a party and support my business and get the word out goes way further than your fucking box of baby wipes.
But you're taking away from like women loved. And by the way, baby showers aren't for guys. It's a woman thing.
Who said it's for guys?
But
no. But what I'm saying is, you're not in the demographic who would like a baby shower or understand the baby shower.
Then I think, all right. Then as a man, and this doesn't not apply for women. Women could jump on this too. But as a man, I'm saying I think we should have business showers.
Business showers.
Women,
business showers.
You could do that too. I'm not saying
Shower
you can't.
them.
But baby showers are for you, according to Rich.
Business
I'm just
showers.
telling you what Rich said. I'm not trying to get anyone's bad side.
Well, no, but what do you mean? Baby showers are for women.
No,
You've never been to a baby shower.
They're for
Yeah,
women.
the men show up at the end and they load the gifts. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. And they load the gifts into the car. That's what the men's job
is. It's nothing Rich said. It's the definition of a baby shower.
Well, then guess what? My definition of a business shower is people gathering around for when I open up Steve's fucking pizza or whatever.
Steve's Bike-O-Rama?
Steve's Bike-O-Rama. Or our Patreon. It's a big ask, but that's the thing. It shouldn't be an ask. It should be the way we operate as a society. Oh, wait, our friend is doing some shit. Not all of our friends do that. Most of our friends work for somebody or something. So if our one friend is doing this, we all should be there in support in any way possible because that is his life savings. It hurts. I'm like a disconnected guy. It hurts my feelings when I see other people's businesses fail. And I don't even know those
especially
people.
this past year.
Yeah.
Gabby brings up a good point on our YouTube chat. Now, let's say you buy something or you invest in the company. Let's say it's a restaurant, right? Now, do you expect to drink for free because you've put money out up front?
Nope.
So you put money out up front,
but
and
you're
then
right, Spot. People do.
Right.
People
so it's
do.
like I would rather long-term support the business than here's a check, unless I'm an investor, which is different. But if I was just like a buddy that like, here's a couple grand, start your business, and then I showed up and didn't want to pay anything else because I supported up front, I would rather just support the whole time because I think long-term, all the stuff up front is where you don't need it. Like think about Rich. Like it's same with having a kid. All that shit up front is great, but you know what you need? In like 6 months, you still need diapers. In 6 months, you're going to need a new set of clothes. In 6 months, you're going to need all this other shit that you didn't need up front, new toys, all that. So it's like, where are those people then?
There's a lot of questions.
It's like you have all this shit up front, great, but where are those people in the future?
Read some feedback, Rich, because we're getting a lot of feedback.
That's why, you know what I like doing for baby showers? I like getting like 6 month to a year clothes because as the kids start outgrowing it, the parents aren't going to have that set of clothing. They're going to go out and have to spend that.
Yeah, but
support your people when you can. Do both. If you could support a friend when they're having a kid or opening a business, shouldn't you always just be supporting your friends and family regardless?
Yeah, but one seems automatic. One seems like automatic yet forward, right? Hey, buy me something for this. It's expected because it's tradition. Where the other one is just, it hasn't really been done. So you're like, yeah, I don't know. It seems forward. Kind of like what a GoFundMe is a little bit. Like, hey, I'm trying to start something, but I need your support. And yet we feel like there's a sense of I'm begging for money when there really shouldn't be.
Because I think there's a sense of when it's a baby shower, a couple's bringing a kid into the world and you're almost like happy to get them something like, let me buy a little something for the kid.
I'm starting a business. Should be like right underneath that kid as far as importance and priority.
But I'm saying unless it's a restaurant or a bar, what could you possibly do to support it? If someone was like, yeah, I'm starting a tech business, you'd be like, hey, good luck, man. Like,
hey, let me tell you, Rich, if you don't believe me on how it's awkward and it shouldn't be, how many friends have you reached out to say, hey, man, like, can you subscribe to my Patreon?
I haven't.
Because but you would send them a fucking registry to buy your baby something, right? And I'm just saying we should all, like, it made me think. What Elon Musk posted made me think, and I'm right in that wheelhouse of, I was already thinking that. Like, we are so hesitant to ask for that sort of help when it's just as... Not as much, but slightly as important. Like any of your friends in broadcasting, I've started hitting up my friends like, hey man, can you tell people about subscribing to our best of the week? And it's like it feels so odd, but it shouldn't.
I hate asking people.
But buying my kid a bassinet. I'm asking you to tell your friends to promote my free podcast or even subscribe. That'd be great. We're so reluctant, hesitant to do that. But hey, my kid needs is it a mobile or a mobile? A mobile.
Mobile.
My kid needs a mobile with some
mobile,
some little jungle animals on
mobile.
it. You buy that? Yeah, buy that for me. Thanks.
Yeah, little bouncy bounce.
My kid needs a bouncy house. I'll ask you for that.
Listen, you're right. It's really just.
And by the way,
what's
Rich,
unconventional versus tradition.
I'm totally done, I promise. The shame is that I have to ask people to do that when it should have been automatic, and this goes for me and you and everyone else, automatic that they should have done it on their own. I'm not saying people haven't. We're so grateful for everyone who's listening on Patreon right now. I'm talking about people in our lives and things like that.
We're talking about the other people.
Like, for real. Like Rich, all your coworkers and colleagues from Hits One, have they been tweeting and promoting Rich's new adventure? It might be a conflict of interest, but A, you'd feel weird asking them to. You know what it's like? They should have done that automatic because they're your friend and they support you.
You know what it's like for me? It's like you're playing like, you know that game of chicken you play on Facebook or Instagram where you see someone in like people you may know and you don't want to friend them because you want them to friend you first? I feel like to me it's like that. Like you're almost playing chicken with someone like, am I going to support them or are they going to support me? Am I going to support them or are they going to support me? Which way is it going to go? And
it goes
like, wait,
both ways.
I'm not going to support them because they're not supporting me, but who's going to support me first? Someone has to just
But we all got to be better than that. Like I say these things as a reminder to myself too. Like, hey, buy Spotty's candles, And
that's the thing. I don't expect people to buy my candles. And I don't want to go out and say, hey, buy my candles.
Yeah, but you're also it's not also your livelihood on the line and you didn't pull your life savings into this. This ranks true to me because
I love making money.
Covino and Rich on Patreon is our livelihood. This is our career, and I don't feel like I should be begging people to support me. It'd be nice if people, again, not our subscribers. It doesn't apply to you if you're already subscribing. You're already supporting us, and we appreciate that. We shouldn't have to really go out of our way to tell our friends to like, hey, man, can you tell other people about it? Like, it should be a given if we just followed what Elon Musk was sort of preaching there. The world would be like a way doper place. The end. That's all I have to say about that. Made me think a little bit. And it made me think I need to be better at that as well.
Yeah, so you're the biggest culprit.
Not really, because I promote. If I'm into something,
I don't want to say it. You're the last guy that would
really?
do something for someone else that way.
I know you think
I'm everyone's biggest cheerleader, so you could suck my balls.
No, and I get it.
If I'm into some shit and I like it, and you're my friend, I'm going to promote you all day. I'm never ever too cool to show people love where they deserve it, and if they're doing something.
What's that expression?
So that's horseshit.
Two in the bush. No, what's the expression? Actions speak louder than words. Your words are great, and your support's great, but you know what's better? Your fucking subscription or your paycheck or your whatever, like money coming out. Like, you can say all you want, hey, check out this, check out this, check out this. But if you're not checking it out, or if you're not subscribing to it, or if you're not buying it, then you're really not a supporter. Like, you can talk about all my candles all you want, and I will always give you free candles. But until you buy one, you're not a supporter of my business.
No, but I promote your shitty candles all the time. Is that enough? I'm telling my family to buy your candles all the time. Is that enough? Why would I buy them when you give them to me?
I'm saying
that's a terrible example.
No, I think it's a great. I think it's a great example.
And I didn't mean shitty.
No, you did
I meant
say
that
shitty.
in the collective.
But no, that was horrible. And I gave your family free candles, or some free candles. But that's an example. It's like just going around, and yes, conversion of business is also a way of showing support. But until you yourself are supporting with money, to some people that means nothing. I don't care. I was making an example.
Those opportunities are few and far between. I don't have a lot of friends that are starting businesses. Let's say I have friends that are starting podcasts. I'll promote their podcast. I don't care. Why wouldn't I do that? Why wouldn't I? Whatever that business is. If they're my friend, why wouldn't I do that? Of course I would. That's fool's talk. It's like me. It's like Emmy selling Girl Scout cookies. I'm like, no. Of course I would buy them. That's
Generally,
false.
a baby shower is given by friends and family, and the mother, father don't ask for it. Starting a business, you're sort of directly asking for it.
What do you think a registry is? Asking for shit.
No, but it's like set up by the family, sort of.
A registry?
Well, then we should have a different mindset on this stuff.
A registry is...
We shouldn't be asking for it.
It's created by the parents to get stuff for themselves.
Yeah. It's the same shit to me, so I don't necessarily agree with that. But... lots of cool feedback, and we appreciate it. Austin Arnold. I did say shitty candles. I apologize.
You did say shitty
but I didn't mean it. I love your candles.
Really, no.
Because you're making it seem like I don't support you.
I was using that as an example.
I probably shout your candles out more than you do on this show.
I was using that. I don't like pushing. I don't like pushing my stuff.
That's why. And I noticed that, and we'll throw that out there more than you do. Gabby, Bree, Crystal, Cubs fan. Appreciate all your feedback. Downtown Jason Brown, what's up? So it's the Elon Musk business theory, really. It's a business theory. And I'm like, yeah, well, that's why he's Elon Musk and he's smart. I agree with that.
Yeah.
We need new traditions.
What do you want to tackle a couple more things before the weekend, or before the show's over?
Before the weekend?
You're already calling it a day, huh?
All right, I'm good. I'm done. I'll see you guys next week.
Dave Castillo says, the sad truth is strangers are more willing to help you rather than your friends.
That's true.
That's why there needs to be a new tradition implemented, because it is awkward to ask your friends to subscribe or to you, or support you and help you, but it's not weird to ask for that baby crib.
Like,
that's what I'm saying. It's backwards.
I actually avoid posting. I'm sorry, I'm using myself as an example, but I do have kind of a small business. I avoid posting on my personal page about my candle business. Like, I did it once, and around the holidays, and I felt weird about it because then I saw orders from people I know coming in, I'm like, I appreciate the support. I have to change the way I think because I do appreciate the support, but at the same time, I feel bad that people are spending money on me.
Oh,
that's just the way I am as a business.
Not
owner.
spending money on you; they're spending money on
the
your
product. But still, it's
that's how I hope people look at what we're doing
Right.
now. Like you're
So
getting
you
a
would-
service out of it, but we do appreciate the support. So, like as a guy who's taking
there's
this,
a line of where you can like promote yourself and then ask for support, and then it's interesting. It's
Yeah.
It's weird. I feel like it's a weird world we're navigating too, and I
that's why this rang true to me. And as a guy who is discussing this right now and has the Patreon and all this other stuff, I mean, I don't want it to sound hypocritical because Rich and I and Spot have gotten more support than we could have ever imagined.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I'm just thinking that a lot of it in your real lives and in everyone's small business opportunity, it should be a little more automatic that way. That's all. But as far as our support that we've gotten, overwhelming. It's heartwarming. It's unbelievable. It's more than what Rich and I and Spot would have expected, even though we still have some numbers we want to reach. But very thankful. Just something that sort of hit home, I thought.
No doubt. You wanna switch gears again? You don't need to fart, Spot, but you wanna switch gears for a second?
What's wrong with the fart? You took it for the fart?
You too good?
I'll do a short one.
I'm gonna sell that as an NFT.
Yeah.
You know that was a real story, right, Rich? We're late to the party. You guys laugh at my jokes, and you laughed me off. I said I want to sell my fart as an NFT, and some other guy beat me to the punch, sold his fart for $85 and made national news out of it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it was in the New York Post. It was all over the place. Some guy sold his fart as a digital moment, which is all the buzz right now. Made $85 out of it, and now this guy's selling farts like a madman.
Brooklyn-based film director.
You guys laughed at me when I said I should do it.
Oh wait.
If you would have supported
sorry, I'm on the
my
wrong screen.
business idea, I could have sold my magical fart to the Danbury Mint, and they would have marketed that bad boy.
The Danbury Mint.
Shit was a mint fart.
There's the guy the cranberry juice Vato on the skateboard. He's trying to sell his moment for $500,000.
Shut up.
Did you see that story?
Should we do this? Oh wait.
We were late to the party. Already late.
Is this the guy?
This guy, he sold his, he's already on it.
I don't want to. I feel like that guy's fart.
Everybody
What do you
wants
think his fart smells like?
Everybody wants this guy's fart. So anyway.
Look at that guy and tell me what you think his fart smells like.
Alex Ramirez Malice. Wow.
36 years old, sold his fart. I think the highest bid was $183.
He recorded his farts for a year. So you got
sold that. I had one magical fart. Play that one more time. That's worth at least $500.
I mean, a year of farts, $85. That's a deal.
Do you like lean into it and we'll sell this moment? Go for it. Ready and go.
$500. Get that. Sell that to get that. What's it called? When Steiner Sports legitimizes
Authenticated.
it. Get it authenticated. $500. Let's do it. All right. So go ahead, Rich. Switching gears.
Deshaun Watson was a quarterback that every team wasn't there some stat where of the 32 teams, like 20 something showed interest in Deshaun Watson, unless you had Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, or Aaron Rodgers on your team. Pretty much every other team was like, yeah, we would want Deshaun Watson. What's the deal? Well, here's the latest. 11 lawsuits have now been filed against Deshaun Watson. And they're all in the world of massage therapists who are saying that he would touch them with his penis and expose himself. And it's all a matter of happy ending massages.
I have to interrupt you because I laughed while you were telling that story. And now that we have the visual element here, I want people to understand that I'm reading feedback while Rich is talking as well. And I see a guy, Ryan Young said, that guy looks like he has a greasy fart. So I'm sitting here laughing while you're telling this terrible account of 11 victims. So My apologies. I don't want anyone to like ever think I'm making light of
this guy
things.
definitely has a greasy fart.
So I'm reading that as you're telling the story, and of course I'm listening, but
he's got like a grazed papaya New York City gross fart.
May I help you? He had the may I help you fart. Yeah, the may I help you greasy fart.
He's fun. He's at the gyro truck fart.
I know. But, I'm so sorry, Rich. So yeah, like this the back to the Deshaun Watson. Terrible story. That's why on the sliding scale of awesome.
Oh, Covino's sliding scale of awesome. I need a sounder for this.
No, seriously. On the sliding scale of awesome, this is like way in the green. Not awesome for Deshaun Watson, but fuck him if all this is true, and we have no reason to believe that it's not. When 11 people come out, where there's smoke, there's fire, right? So I give that my big fucking Henry Winkler fathead all the way. Would this be to the left?
Yeah,
all the way to the left.
I got to work on this.
Because nothing awesome about this, but what people need to realize is in the cancel culture we're living in, right, Rich?
Yeah.
This is the difference. If all this pans out to be true, right? This is the kind of shit that should be canceled. Now, unfortunately, super talent, I get it. But 11 cases of this guy forcefully pushing himself onto women, on my sliding scale of awesome is terrible. So this is the type of shit that needs to fucking stop. And I'm not saying that other cases shouldn't, but some are way more severe than others.
One of the lawsuits is centered on 2 massage sessions, one in June of 2020 and one in August of 2020, in which Watson harassed a woman by grabbing her buttocks and vagina, touching her with his penis, and trying to force her to perform oral sex on him. The lawsuit alleges the first massage was booked through a spa. The second was through Instagram, where the woman says she did not realize that Watson was a returning client. The third lawsuit on Monday, with 3 more on Monday, I think, today. And it said, again, he was touching her with his penis and making sexually aggressive comments.
Yeah.
My question is
terrible.
My question is, how does this correlate and correspond to the NFL personal conduct policy? And is there a way that Deshaun Watson goes from the most sought after player in the NFL to like not playing? Will he not play? Will he be suspended? Will he get a few games? Will be no big deal, swept under the rug? Like, what's going to happen here?
Well, if you remember this analogy, when COVID was hitting the NFL, we were saying, well, it really doesn't matter until a superstar is affected, right?
Yeah.
Guess what? The superstar is affected in this story, and it'll be very interesting to see how the NFL handles it. And if the NFL handled, again, 2 completely different scenarios, but if they handled Colin Kaepernick one way, when this guy was just trying to make a social change, then they sure as hell better fucking get this guy out of the league if these things are true.
They're saying there's still a few teams that are very interested in a trade. This is putting the Texans in a no-win situation. If he has to sit out the 2021 season, he loses $20 million. And they don't quite know what the outcome is going to be. They know he's going to make a statement this week. So Deshaun Watson's lawyer says there's going to be a response.
He said that, sort of like Don't Believe the Hype is a sequel. He said that this is just like money-hungry people going after him. But now there's that was when it was like 2 or 3. Now it's at 11? You're going to tell me like 11 people conspired to, bring this guy down for his money. 11 people?
Oof, that's a lot.
I don't know about that.
That's a lot.
And I wish we lived in a world where you were innocent until proven guilty. But when there's 11 people coming at you, it sure to hell looks like you're guilty. So, I don't know what to say about that. Just because he was a great athlete and is sad to see that talent wasted doesn't mean I have any sympathy if it's true at all.
No, agreed.
So
agreed. It's a crazy story. It's imagine if you were the team that got him and then this happened, you'd be like, oh, come on, man. Like imagine a team gave up like everything for Deshaun Watson. Because that was remember when you finally saw what happened with Matthew Stafford and Jared Goff, and then you saw some of the other trades happening. Like, man, what's the asking price for Deshaun Watson now, right?
I don't know that, but the asking price for that picture of you with D. Snyder is $5, according to the feedback we're getting. If you want to buy an NFT,
No, I'm selling it for $5,000.
$5,000. Oh, it's $5,000. My bad.
Yeah, I'm selling it for
$5,000.
Yeah.
And Brian from Connecticut says he's not into the whole NFT fad. He likes physical farts way better than digital farts. So
I do wonder though, like when are we all going to realize, like,
Oh, if you bottled the smell?
no, make a candle out of it, then I'll support you.
do you think that is there a chance?
That'd
Is there
be
a chance?
shitty candle.
Go ahead, Rich. I'm Deshaun Watson. I don't know.
Is there
the
a
asking price.
chance? Is there a chance that the digital stuff doesn't work out? Like when you hear about the NFTs, like I almost feel like it's an old guy way to be like, yeah, that's not going to work. Like, what if it doesn't work? Do you think there's a chance it doesn't work? Are we assuming that everything digital will work now in the future?
What the fuck are you doing with that digital moment? I don't understand. In the world of like, how do you prove, or what's the value in a digital moment when it's accessible?
You don't own it.
Spot. It's like owning something in your house, right? You're just owning it in an online world.
So like if we sell the fart and then someone else, and then I play it, am I not allowed to play it? Is someone going to come after me?
No, you can, but you don't own it.
It's a whole new ball game, man. And
You got to put yourself in a really weird mindset, right? It's like,
by the way, hey, here, let's tie these stories together. What happens to your digital moment? Let's say you owned a very famous Deshaun Watson moment. What happens if he fucks up your investment?
Yeah.
Never looked at it that way yet, right? Like, because you want to buy Kobe's last shot, right? Oh, I got that NFT. But what if you bought some shit? The guy's still in the league. He fucks up. You spent all this money. Your value is completely gone now, right? I would imagine.
or the opposite, it might be more valuable.
I never even looked at it that
Aaron,
way.
like if you had an Aaron Hernandez,
Right. But
moments.
Hence the investment, right? So if I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna buy the first bucket ever by LaMelo Ball. You know, granted he just got injured, but might win Rookie of the Year, might have a great career.
Yeah,
that is the investment aspect of
Like,
what an NFT is, I guess.
But does it become like music royalties? Like that's where
I don't know.
That's what I'm
think
curious
so.
about.
I don't think so because it would still
Like-
that moment would still live online and on TV. Like you can't ask for residuals on shit that's already out there anyway. You know, but you do own that where you could sell that or it has this value, you know, in it. So
I don't know what's easier to explain, NFTs or Bitcoin.
Again, for people who don't know, the NFT is that digital moment. That's all the buzz right now. You buy a digital moment, and although it exists on YouTube or whatever, you don't really own it. Now you own it. Again, because we don't necessarily live in a tangible world. It's like your kid playing Roblox, Rich. You know, she may own a little outfit for her avatar. She doesn't really own the outfit, but she does in the digital world. It's the same thing.
And people live in the digital world.
Yeah.
So that was a great example because people are saying like when you buy stuff for avatars and in the video game world, it's not real, but you're still buying it and there's a value.
And you know what happens in Roblox?
It's like Ready Player One. You ever see that movie?
Yeah, I loved it. It was
Where
great.
you have all that stuff.
Yeah,
that you
it's
buy,
awesome.
And it's yeah.
But some
it
things are
exists
limited.
in the digital world.
But some things in that digital world, let's say Melody bought, I gave her Robux. She buys a crown, but it was a limited amount of crowns, right?
It has more
And
value.
it becomes the hottest fucking thing. Now that crown is worth so much money, but it's just a digital picture that she owns. And that's exactly the thought process as the two worlds collide, and we're now living a digital life. If you invest in Deshaun Watson, not only as a person, but digitally, you would have lost a lot of money, Rich, to tie both stories together. I feel bad about that story because, again, nothing worse in the world than wasted talent, and he's definitely it. And then to wrap up the sports, I guess, Deshaun Watson, just really shitty story. LeBron James out indefinitely with an ankle sprain. The West is feeling good about that, but you got to feel crappy when your superstars go down, right? So that sucks. It doesn't mean he's out for the season, but the Lakers are minus AD and minus LeBron. Will he recover? I don't know the latest, but he's out. And then LaMelo Ball fractured his wrist and out for the season. And again, was having a rookie of the year season for sure, making a big name for himself.
He had a
great passer.
His tendons healed too tight, and he went like this. Rookie of the year.
Rookie of the year.
Rookie of the year.
By the way, I need to have my rotator worked on.
So that's some of the big sports news of the weekend. We could end on some feedback and call it a day.
Well, I want to end on this because it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare scenario, and I know it's a show you watch, and it's not The Bachelor. It's not.
I know. I'm running. I'm trying to run, but it's like really slow.
Not
and
that
I can't get away from someone.
You're all alone in a giant donut. There's a snake wearing a vest.
By the way, if you have Hulu, just side note, as far as like what you're watching, they have a lot of random old shows on, and I watched some old shows this weekend, and my God, both of them stand the test of time in a weird way. But both are very offensive by today's standards. Married with Children and Golden Girls are both on Hulu. And it's Ed O'Neill as Al Bundy could arguably be one of the greatest characters of all time.
Have you seen Ed O'Neill as a drug lord in episode 2, season 1, Miami Vice?
What? Hold on.
Google that. I saw it this weekend.
Really?
Ed O'Neill. We mentioned Don Johnson earlier, right? Quentin Tarantino movies?
Yeah.
Don Johnson, Miami Vice, Ed O'Neill. Season 1, episode 2.
Oh, there's a video. Wait. No, there's a video. I gotta watch the
video. You haven't lived till you've seen him as a drug lord.
I've never seen Ed O'Neill as a drug lord.
Oh, well, now you're about to.
Hang on. Video
You should have just showed the picture. The
No, the video. Got to see the video.
Oh, wow. Look at him.
Am I dealing with something here that I can't handle? I mean, you two are just a couple of high-rolling cowboys from Jersey with a briefcase full of cash. Isn't that right, detectives? I used my agency priority code to do a back trace on that phone number you gave me.
Oh, wow.
Are you trying to get me killed? I'm on an investigation here! Hey.
All right, that's enough.
I love it.
Oh, that's, by the way, that chain. Let's hear for that chain, that Steve Covino chain.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. Nah, he's a little tight. Pull up the picture. Pull up that picture, though, so Rich can see it. It's fucking great. And don't, please, Rich, not
This
to take
one?
you off your train track. No, the picture, the image.
Oh, the image? Okay.
Yeah, there's a really funny image of him and Don Johnson. And what's the other guy's name?
Tubbs?
No, his real name. The third one. That's the one that there's a meme floating around. It's like, you haven't lived until you've seen Al Bundy in season 1 of Miami Vice, episode 2. Or like, you don't know shit about Al Bundy unless you know this. Something about that. Yeah.
That chain. That should be that's a good look for you. You should do like a shirt open.
I think he was great. I guess he was typecasted as like sleazy looking guy back then. So
That's funny.
Fantastic.
You got Married with Children on Hulu.
Married with Children. I watched I watched a few of the early episodes. Then I watched Jefferson's first episode. I was just scrolling through late night. I couldn't sleep, and everyone else was in bed. So I was watching old random episodes of Married with Children and Spot. Golden Girls delivers so hard. It's so good.
Now you see why I love it so much. It's just it's so fantastic.
The pilot episode, I forgot the pilot episode is so fucking funny. Like it's just really well written. It's one of those shows that so many of those old shows stink. Like I watched the first episode of Perfect Strangers and it was so bad.
Why would you do that?
So bad.
What made you do? You had time to do that? To watch fucking Perfect Strangers? The show sucked then. It really was.
I don't honestly, Covino, look at what's trending on Netflix and Hulu and Amazon. There's nothing. Is there anything you're really watching right now?
I have Jack Black fucking videos on Instagram. Yeah, like not a whole lot. You're right. I've resorted to Naked and Afraid. I'm not even kidding you. Yeah, like you're right.
Which is what I'm ending today's show on.
Great.
A nightmare scenario.
Oh boy. You know, I Googled. There's been 0 deaths on Naked and Afraid, and I can't believe that because the scenarios that they put these people in, they must have crazy lawyers involved in the show.
And by the way, have you noticed not only on Naked and Afraid when you're watching a lot of these reality shows, do you realize that the people on the do they tell the people on the home shows to be completely demanding and unrealistic of what they want for how much they're willing to spend, or is that just everybody?
I mean,
I feel like when I was looking for houses, I was pretty realistic. Like, all right, if I want to spend this amount of money, I'm not going to get this, and if I want this, I'm gonna have to spend. I feel like everyone on that show is told ahead of time, like, yo, be an unrealistic asshole.
Yeah, the producers probably tell them to be overly annoying with their requests.
There's so many shows.
Honest.
Remind me of the one. Remind me of the one I'm watching where they show them a bunch of homes and they pick one. House Hunters, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Everyone wants to be close to the city and pay no money, or everyone wants a lot of space. And no one, and it's always like the asshole. They always make the husband look like the asshole that doesn't want to spend money too.
You know, it's a ridiculous show along these lines that just, I think it was in the top 10 over the weekend, was Marriage or Mortgage.
Oh yeah, that was on.
Netflix.
I tried to watch it. And my mother-in-law turned off. She's like, "What's this stupid thing?"
I watched the first episode where it was like two 22-year-olds, 23-year-olds, and they're like, "Yeah, like we live with our parents now, and like we're debating between having a wedding or buying a house, and like they're looking at all these. It's ridiculous." I'm like, "How are you affording this? What are you doing?"
Yeah, and they're going to Tulum. So,
and they're going to Tulum.
Good luck dating girls.
By the way, they no, I won't give it away. I won't tell you what they chose.
Right,
but guess.
Oh, anyone that chooses a wedding over a home, it's a dumb idea, but I get it.
If you were given the choice between the two, wouldn't you choose something a little bit more long term?
Yeah, but I mean, as Covino says with taco shells, soft or hard, why not both? Yeah. Why not a wedding and a home? All right. Nightmare scenario. Let me end with this on today's Monday Action Pack Covino and Rich show. Nightmare scenario sends naked and afraid contestant home early because bugs were crawling into her vagina.
Oh my God. Yeah. I'm not surprised. I watched an episode last night. Guy got stung twice on his pee hole.
Dillsnick?
On his dillsnick. Yeah.
On Sunday's episode of Naked and Afraid, yesterday's episode, a contestant by the name of Megan had to deal with a terrifying bug situation. The 27-year-old from Flagstaff, Arizona, was the victim of aggressive biting insects who had no respect for her privacy. I felt them crawling into my private areas.
Oh my God.
Megan was unable to get any sleep due to the bugs attacking her, claiming she has never slept for more than 30 minutes on the show. Uncomfortable in pain and tears, Megan can be heard saying, "They're swarming me. They're crawled up in between my vagina lips. I can't handle it. I'm out."
Ew.
And she tapped out as a result?
Yeah, bugs in your vagina.
Wow. See, that's the thing. You could tap out of these scenarios, or if your injury or something happens to you that's so bad, or your health is so bad and depleting, the producers could tap you out. Dude, I had no idea. This show is a whole scene. I just started watching it on a whim because of what you said, like the lack of stuff right now. And I really found it completely interesting. It's on Discovery. And you learn a lot, and it's about survival, and it's really cool. Like the naked aspect of it is like secondary at that point. But you're right; it's still a part of it where, you got bugs in your asshole and up in your privates. Like it's terrible.
Can't just go on Naked and Afraid and say bug.
No, I never heard of this sort of story, but they have referenced things like that on the show, and it's intriguing because I looked it up last night, or Jordan did. And she told me that there haven't been any deaths. A woman faked her death to get off the show. Yeah, like she faked like hypothermia or faked something to get off the show because she was like miserable. So there was like one incident, but dude, it's a wild show. I highly recommend it to be honest. I'm surprised it's not more popular, but it's popular enough where there's like 20 seasons. So I'm just way late to it.
All I watch is Sid the Science Kid now.
That's your jam, right?
Yeah.
Crawling into my privates.
There's no bugs crawling into privates on that show. I can tell you that. Actually, we should end on that note, Rich. How life comes full circle and you connect the dots.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people watch certain things.
They're crawling.
A lot of people watched Coming to America, the original, for the first time, realizing like, oh, that's where they got. Like they never heard that reference before. Hello, my neighbors. Fuck you. Yes, fuck you. Fuck you too. Like a lot of people are like, oh shit, that was from Coming. I didn't realize that until I saw it. Mm-hmm. And then you piece shit together. Or things that we say on this show. Like I say cocktail fruit. And a lot of people don't like that. Like Sean Wyman and Ian Kennedy. Like why does Covino say, oh, he's going to have a nice cocktail fruit? this weekend. I hate when he says that. It's from Half Baked. But not until you see Nasty Nate say it in Half Baked do you connect the dots and say, now I get it. Well, it's still stupid, but now I get it.
Yeah, I was watching Sid the Science Kid with my daughter, and he starts singing. He's like, I'm looking for a friend. I'm looking for you.
That's
and I'm
just
like,
funny.
oh, that's that stupid song Covino sings.
That's where I got it from.
Yeah.
From Melody
Sid the
watching
Science Kid.
all that stupid shit growing up. And then that became a viral little clip on TikTok when it was called Musical.ly. So Musical.ly was something that Melody was way into before TikTok bought it over and, changed it up a little bit. But she used to play that little soundbite all the time. And I would come in and I would sing that as Rich Davis. And Rich finally figured out what it was from by chance, which is like the greatest aha moment in life.
Is this it?
Yeah.
There he is.
Take this, YouTube bot. What an annoying little shit.
I'm looking for my friends. I'm looking for you. There's Gabriella. Watch what I can do.
That's enough.
I'm Vicky David.
Yeah.
I'm looking for what I can do. Oh my God, this is Rich.
Yeah, so that's why I turned that into a Rich song for years. Yeah. But if you didn't know, then you just thought it was stupid. But then when you realize, that's why I'm always waiting to figure out, like, oh, that's where my dad got that shit from? Like, I'm waiting to watch some, like, old Charles Bronson movie or something. And he says, like, to each his own. Provolone. And I'm like, oh, shit. My dad got that from Charles Bronson? I didn't know that. Oh. Or, like, like, I want to see Clint Eastwood one day say, don't go busting my chops. Don't go bust. And I'm like, oh, shit. That's what my dad got. Steve. Now it makes sense. Because, we all, a lot of times, get our shit from influences. And Rich saw that this weekend and hit me up with it. Actually, when you hit me up with that, Rich? So funny. To wrap up the show, guys, 2 things we need you guys to check out. On our Patreon, you're already here. Rich did a Behind the Velvet Rope with his wife, right?
Yeah, he did.
Where, Rich, you could tell me, how that went. But I also did a Behind the Velvet Rope recap of the week. I started off my weekend with a drink with you guys, a cocktail fruit, and I played a quick jam. Just a little hangout with me as we recap the week behind the velvet rope from my condo. I'm trying to do that, and you were calling me, interrupting my broadcast, and I'm like, why is Rich calling me? Am I doing something wrong? Why is he calling me? And he was calling me to tell me that he finally saw that. I'm looking for a friend. I'm looking for you. Yeah, he finally saw that, and I was like, fuck, Rich, you're messing up my broadcast. What the fuck is so important? But, it was a funny moment. How did your...
Rich called me. I was like 11 o'clock at night. I forget what day was it?
I called you at 10 o'clock. I called you at 10:40.
It was 11. And you called me just to tell me you watched the first episode of Golden Girls. Because I love Golden Girls so much.
Yeah, but it was like 10. It was like 10, 11 o'clock on a Friday or Saturday night. And I'm like, I know Spot. I was like, your wife's sleeping and you're in the living room. He goes, well, yeah, you're right. Well, I knew.
Full disclosure, I was on the bowl, but that's another story.
Or else you wouldn't have answered the phone, probably.
Yeah.
So Rich, you called me in regards to that Sid the Science Kid clip while I was doing a broadcast. You fucked it up twice. I'm like, oh man, he called me again. I'm like, it must be important. And then it freezes the broadcast and makes you feel like ass, but whatever. If you missed any of our Behind the Velvet Rope stuff, again, another reason to get subscribed to Tier 2. I did my little thing. It was fun to hang out. But Rich, you did like an hour and a half broadcast. Anything you want to share with us that weren't able to watch it?
What? I'll recap it a little bit tomorrow because I was unaware. Okay. I was unaware of Sarah's love for motorsport. I was like, so.
Oh, okay.
I'll explain. I'll explain tomorrow.
Continuing to be more manly than all of us.
Yeah. Leather and lace, Rich. Leather and lace.
Wow.
So we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah.
Spot with your USA tank top. USA.
Support my country.
USA.
USA.
And if you want to get a head start on tomorrow's show.
By the way, this is the end of my tank top reign.
Really?
No, I'm meaning this is the last one I have.
Well, I reached out to a super rare shop on your behalf.
I either have to go shopping or you're going to start to see rewears. Sorry.
Uh-oh. All right. Well,
this is my 4th of July one.
That's the Flex Cam. We're proud to be Americans, guys. If you want to get a head start on tomorrow's show and see why Sarah's more manly than all of us, yet so feminine. You can check that out behind the velvet rope.
All right.
On our Patreon
Say
from this
goodnight.
weekend. But thank you guys. That was our weekend recap. Hope you enjoyed the show today. Tell your friends about it. Support our small business. And the show continues at Covino and Rich. We'll check all the feedback.
All right. Arrivederci, baby.
See you in the promised land.
Goodbye.
Goodbye,
Bye.
guys.